In Iran, calling today's airstrikes by the U.S. military a gross violation of the ceasefire. It comes amid mixed messages from President Trump about the status of peace talks, as ABC Chief Global Affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz.
They've said the ceasefire is not broken. Any military official I know and talked to said that ceasefire was broken about 3 or 4 weeks ago when there was firing across, that they want to keep this low. We're making progress. But we don't know actually what that progress is. And remember, the nuclear facilities were the key to this, and they seem to be putting that off more and more.
With his 80th birthday approaching in a few weeks, President Trump is back at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. The White House says it's part of his routine dental and medical checkups. Global health officials say the Ebola outbreak is moving faster than they can contain it. Countries, including the U.S., imposing new restrictions on who can come in. This is ABC News. The evacuation zone around that failing chemical tank in Southern California on the verge of exploding has gotten smaller as the threat is averted. In Orange County, here's ABC's Trevor Alt.
Officials have now reduced the evacuation orders for 34,000 people.
Emotionally happy to go back home.
But of those 50,000 residents forced to evacuate, 16,000 are still not allowed to return home.
This is just something I never even suspected could happen.
A crack found in the tank relieves some of the pressure inside. Officials have turned their focus now to containing any potential spill of that harmful methyl methacrylate. And the Orange County District Attorney has now opened a criminal probe into how this happened.
95 degrees at London's Heathrow Airport, one of several heat records shattered as Western Europe continues baking on France's Atlantic seaboard. They've got powerful riptides. Officials reporting a rash of emergencies and 2 drowning deaths. This is ABC News.
A major chemical explosion in Longview. But first, let's get a check on the roads with your KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. Delays are nearly across the board this morning. 25-minute delay Lacey through JBLM. DuPont Gate remains closed for construction. Federal Way to Seattle about an hour and 20 minutes right now. Renton to Bellevue about 47 minutes. Linwood to Bellevue about 55. Linwood to Seattle about 45 minutes right now. This Chalk Report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. An explosion in Longview sends multiple people to hospitals with chemical burns. This happened around 7:30 this morning near the Nippon Dwayne Packaging Company. Mike Gorshas with Longview Fire's Battalion Chief tells us.
And it's a major chemical explosion. There is no threat to the community. The threat's been neutralized, but we are treating patients at this time and transporting to area hospitals.
The scenes remain active. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. Seattle police have arrested the man wanted in a triple shooting outside a Capitol Hill nightclub. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports investigative surveillance video appeared to show the suspect get into a fight, then pull out a gun and start firing.
The 19-year-old from Tacoma has not been charged yet, but he's behind bars right now, held on $1.5 million bail. Last week, Seattle Police Detective Brian Pritchard told me surveillance videos showed the suspect get into a fist fight with the victim.
As suspects were leaving, at least one of them fired shots back toward the club.
Police say they identified the suspect right away from nightclub surveillance video. They arrested him just 2 weeks ago for possession of a firearm, according to court documents. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Some neighbors who live near Aurora Avenue in North Seattle say they had no choice. They had to block off 3 streets for their safety.
These barriers, while not perfect, are honestly the most reasonable solution.
This comes after 95 shootings in the past 2 years. The most recent shooting was Saturday morning near the Burgermaster at 98th and Aurora, where police recovered about 40 shell casings.
If these aren't taken down by people that are angry at these barriers, it's most likely going to be taken down by the city. It's just only a matter of time.
Los Angeles mayoral candidate Spencer Pratt warns thousands of the city's homeless will go to Seattle. In an interview with ABC7, the former reality TV star says most people living on LA streets are battling addiction, not homelessness.
These people, when I unplug them and say we're not taking our tax money anymore, they're all going to Seattle where the mayor will welcome them. These are products to a lot of people. So the people that want to keep doing drugs and live on the sidewalk, a lot of these people are going to leave.
Pat proposed a 5-step plan to fix the homelessness problem in LA. Last week, Seattle City Council passed new rules allowing major expansions at transitional housing sites. And now for your KIRO News Radio weather. Showers this morning. It'll be dry this afternoon with highs in the low 60s. Right now, it's about 51 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, we back, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to you. Hope you guys had a great weekend. We're grateful that you're listening to the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning, Ursula.
Good morning. Does it feel like a Monday or a Tuesday?
Feels like a Friday. I'm so fresh right now. Fresh to death.
I love it. Well, you know, Seattle Public Schools has taken a lot of hits lately over test scores, closures, budgets, enrollment, et cetera, et cetera. But the new superintendent says Seattle is actually outperforming nearly every other big city district in this country. Do you believe that? Well, we're going to have our first interview with him when he joins us in the 10 o'clock hour. So we're looking forward to that conversation. Our Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Top stories of the day brought to you by Pendergast Law.
Starting with tragic news, a 16-year-old boy is dead after deputies say he was robbed and shot in front of his girlfriend in Parkland, all over a gold chain.
They approached us. They told him to give up his necklace. He gave it up willingly. He didn't care about the necklace. They just shot him. He protected me his last few seconds. He was always a protector. He always cared about me. He would always take care of everyone around him. He didn't hang around those type of people. He was the biggest nerd I knew. He cared so much about school. He was a big family guy. He loved his family so much.
That is Caitlin Zuniga, who spoke with King 5 News, and she said that she and Braylon Diaz were walking Saturday night near Washington High School, where he attends, and a car pulled up and called her boyfriend over. Investigators say the suspect stole his jewelry, shot him, and then sped away, leaving him there lying in the roadway to die. Chelsea Diaz is Braylon's stepmother. She says the family is beyond devastated.
He was a great kid, and he was just 2 when he came into my life and I met him, and he's the most sweetest, loving kid ever. He would never confront anybody or I don't understand. The only reason he would have walked close to that car was to protect his girlfriend. And they took my baby, you guys.
It's just heartbreaking. Detectives are searching for surveillance video from that area. They're trying to identify the people responsible.
First, my heart and prayers go out to the family, loved ones, and those who knew this young man. This is a very tragic thing. 16 years old, his life taken for what? This is someone who, according to what they're saying right now, we're talking about a gold chain. I remember, I think I was talking to Chef about this. I think it was last year, and it was when gold reached $4,000 an ounce. Right now, today, gold is $4,700 an ounce. And my point for bringing this up is I made a post about it. I tried to find it. I couldn't find it. And this is the point that I wanted to say right now. You have gold right now where some people, and sometimes even if it's gold plated or not real, sometimes it's a possibility of looking at these things. And I don't know what the motive was and what's the reason why they did this, but it's really sad that this is happening. And I guess the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I want to remind people right now, gold is $4,700 an ounce. And unfortunately, there are some awful people that are willing to do just dumb, horrific things for things like this.
Just a lack of regard for human life.
Lack of respect.
You're right. And Chef was asking this morning, what do you do when a car does pull up? Do you go up and help them? I learned at a very young age that the answer is no. and you don't know that, and again, just going by straight from what was said here, clearly these people didn't care. It was brazen. It was, and the fact that the girlfriend witnessed it all. I'm hoping that they're able to get surveillance video. And I bring up this, do you approach a car when someone pulls up? Unfortunately, I had an experience that I think I've shared a long time ago, but I always told my kids, do not walk up to a car because of an experience I had as a young person where someone was pretending to ask for directions. And it turned out this person really wasn't asking for directions. This person was naked from underneath the map that he had over his lap, and essentially it was. And it's sad that you would even have to think that way, but the advice that I gave, because Chef was asking, well, what should he say to his sons or to his son, and I just say, unfortunately, I can't help you, but. You don't know what happened in this case, whether you even had that choice.
I don't. If you were to ask me, no, it is definitely don't walk up to a car if they have a question for you, or hey, I'm looking for directions. You can answer that from a distance. That's
exactly.
Number one. Number two, I want to bring this next point up as well. If you have to be outside at nighttime, and it's dark, and it's between 12 and 4 a.m., and you have to be out, like something happened to where it was an emergency, yes. But if you can avoid being out late at night, this is when a lot of stuff can particularly happen. Even myself, even me, when it comes to if I'm going out, I'm going to be somewhere, I don't even like, and I've seen a lot of things, and I'm a big boy. I don't even like to be out late at night. I don't like to be walking with my car. And I definitely don't like to be out walking with Lillian in that situation. So I want to get in and get out. So, again, I just wanted to say, horrific. This young man should still be here. My heart goes out to his family.
Well, if you've seen the video, this is another one that is shocking over the weekend. There was another massive shootout on Aurora Avenue in North Seattle, and this time the surveillance video is so brazen it looks like a scene straight out of a movie. And Seattle police are saying that there were more than 30 rounds fired. This was early Saturday morning, just near Aurora and North 98th Street. Detectives found shell casings on both sides of the street. Numerous buildings and cars were hit by gunfire.
There was a flat-out shootout, an urban warfare going on, and our property happened to be one of the targets.
Rudy Pantoja manages a property nearby and says nothing is going to change unless the city takes drastic action.
And until the mayor and our city attorney comes up with a plan of action versus words, then this will continue to happen through the summer.
And business owners tell King 5 News they've spent the last year installing gates, adding cameras, towing suspicious vehicles, and calling in trespassers themselves because they feel like they have no choice.
In this, when I was reading, there was a business owner that's on Aurora, and he asked a question. And he asked, and what he said was, it doesn't happen in Shoreline or Bellevue, is what they would say. So why does it happen here? That's the question, right? So I think that is a question that so many, even if you're listening right now, you probably want to know, hey, gee, why does this keep happening here in this area? And me and my analogies as someone who goes out in the yard, and I know some of you all can recognize going out into the yard, tell me where the weeds are in your yard. I'd imagine that the places where the weeds are, the things that we don't want growing, are probably the areas in the yard or in our garden that we don't tend to the most. And I'm bringing that up is because if there's one thing that I can think about on Aurora and the people that are living there and they're constantly having to deal with the crime is I want to talk more about more investments and more investing that happens on Aurora than talking about crime. And my point is this. When we're talking about Bellevue and some of these areas, we're always talking about whether it's new businesses and buildings going up and this is happening and this business moved there. We don't get that when we talk about Aurora. So we ask about, hey, why do these things keep happening? Let's get to the point where this goes for city leaders. Let's get more investing and more positive things happening on Aurora, and then we can kind of go and start to see a decrease in crime. But if we keep doing the same thing over and over again, I think they call that insanity, and expecting a different result, this is what we're going to get.
Yeah, and I totally hear you. The thing with Aurora is it has been notorious. It has, first of all, the sex trafficking is very real. They've called it. There are basically pimp wars over that particular turf. There are low rent motels, daily rate motels that are still operating there. And there aren't enough cops, period, in that area, period. And I'm glad that the neighbors are finally saying, I've had enough. I haven't had enough of your promises. You've got to do something, and they're going to be shouting it from the rooftops as they should. But did you see that some neighbors are now actually putting up makeshift barricades to stop the traffic because of these repeated shootings too? Because of, all the activity that's been happening there. I'm sorry, but we live in a city where why are they having to now put up these barricades? Kate and Peter spoke with King 5 News, and they say desperate times require desperate measures.
We celebrate when there's not a shooting.
Until that evil is taken care of, we got to deal with this.
Again, so they're putting up the barricades in their own neighborhood, but not everyone is on board with this plan.
The risk of emergency services not being able to get through here is greater than the good that they think that they're doing from putting up this. It's not a good way to protest. It doesn't solve anything.
Okay, so think about that. I mean, but
they're right.
Residents are now trying to redesign their own streets because they don't feel safe.
First, let me just say this. I 100% understand why residents would want to put barriers, right, to kind of save all the access of different cars in and out of their neighborhoods. I understand that. And on the other hand, I also understand, hey, wait a minute, what happens when first responders need to go save a loved ones and they're blocked from that?
Yeah.
Here's what I just want to say. The problem is this. The barricades are not going to fix this. More police officers there are not going to fix this. More police officers make people feel better, like, oh my goodness, they're trying to do something about it. But it's going to be the same conversation. You want to know why we're having the same conversations about Aurora? Because, like you just said, this is all tied to prostitutions and pimps and the crime that's centered around it. And the problem is we keep addressing this problem the same way. Literally. Okay.
Right now, they're not even addressing it. But they're not addressing it at all. No, not enough cops for sure.
Okay. So even if you put more cops, this is what I want to tell everyone. And by the way, I know 100% I'm not popular with this because, again, like I told Chef this morning, it is easier to change norms than it is beliefs because some folks are just stuck in their beliefs. So here's what I'll say. If the same thing keeps happening over and over and over and over and again, and people are expecting a different result on Aurora, that's insanity. So until there is a different approach to try to decrease the crime centered around prostitution, we will get the same thing, period. And by the way, this is coming from someone who has lived in these kind of areas, lived in areas where people's like, well, the crime just happens over there, so we're good over here. So when you have been in those situations, you better understand those situations. So again, keep saying just more cops and we need to put barriers and keep falling for the fool's gold. It will continue to happen. 10 years from now, somebody else will be sitting in this seat and they'll be talking about the same thing.
Well, Gee, in case you haven't noticed, summer is right around the corner, and Seattle is getting ready to party. Okay, have you heard about this? Starting on June 5th, you're going to officially be able to stroll through parts of Pike Place Market with an alcoholic beverage in your hand. And exactly everywhere. This isn't Bourbon Street after all. But for the first time, Pike Place is launching a sip and stroll pilot program that lets you buy beer, wine, cider, cocktails, and other drinks from 24 participating businesses. And you can carry them through designated areas of the market. So the program runs Fridays through Sundays from noon until 4:30 through Labor Day weekend. Okay, you heard me right, 4:30, because your drinks would have to be finished or tossed by 5 in the afternoon.
I love this. Absolutely love it. And I know that there's going to be somebody who will clutch their pearls about this. Same folks clutching their pearls about this have no problem showing up to the tailgate at UW, right? They have no problem with that. And also, this is the perfect way of rolling this out. 12 to 5. It is going to be happening till Labor Day weekend. Perfect time, right before the World Cup happens. This is a very positive thing. 24 businesses, small businesses will benefit from this. This will have people come. So if you got family members that's coming in town this summer, oh my goodness, let's go here, hang out for a little bit. Let's go check out the view out there. Let's hang out a little bit. What if I told you that Seattle is a beautiful city to come visit? I know some of your favorite people that you love to listen to, they literally make their money telling you how awful Seattle is. How about that? While they live and work in Seattle. The hypocrisy, man. The hypocrisy. It is beautiful. I love this. And I know, Ursula, you'll have some friends. Matter of fact, you'll probably go to this.
I would absolutely,
more than me.
I would absolutely go to this. I love this idea. So the whole idea is to boost foot traffic and help struggling small businesses. Can I throw in one more thing in addition to this? You know what I'm about to say. In addition to the let's sip and stroll, can you do some more parking freebies? Like parking incentives? Get people to park and walk around. Can we do that?
You know what? I'm glad that you brought that up, because I don't know John Scholes. I know you down with it. I don't know city leaders. We've been doing this show for 6.5 years.
Yes.
Do you know not one damn time have we heard, hey, everybody, we're going to have a free parking this Saturday for everybody to come downtown? Why?
Just, give us parking immunity for one day. I mean, I guarantee you people would come.
I mean,
we did get it. I think it was John Scholes from the Downtown Seattle Association who said the Amazon building. So there are some very specific spots where you can do free parking at specific times when they're not being used, right? Well, we need more of that.
Yeah. We just, the whole parking situation. Right now, if you're listening, how many times have you decided to go somewhere else because that extra $37 to park?
Oh, that's a big one.
Was a big one. Yeah. I mean, come on. So, love that idea. And again, if you're going to be somebody that's going down there for the sip and savor, this program, Ursula, I believe is going to be so successful that it will extend past Labor Day. This will be a thing.
That would be fun. By the way, on June 18th, you can go past the 5 o'clock or 4:30 because they'll have it. You can sip until 10 p.m. ahead of World Cup festivities.
Yeah.
They're loosening it up.
I'm kind of looking forward to World Cup. By the way, I want to see more signage. Ursula, I was in Vancouver, BC over the weekend. I'm telling you, boy, woo-wee. This World Cup, you know it's going to be World Cup up there.
Isn't that funny? Because we've talked about the World Cup now for almost a year and a half, 2 years, it feels like.
I know.
But you don't see a whole lot of it.
Maybe it's coming. Maybe it's coming. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
It's next month.
Been doing some research. Less than a couple weeks, dang near.
Right?
All right, Ursula, hey, remember, just a reminder, the superintendent of Seattle Public Schools will be joining the show at 10 o'clock. But up next, they tried to solve King County's homeless problem. Now they have regrets. Wait till you find out what former mayor of Seattle, Jenny Durkin, had to say. Next, Jen Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-478-6430 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-478-6430. That's 800-478-6430. What do you have to lose? Call 800-478-6430. Again, 800-478-6430.
When Dennis suggested retirement planning to his wife Linda, she had the same reaction lots of people do.
Do we really need it?
Then they attended a free seminar with elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayich at LifePoint Law.
He asked me, what do you want? And he truly listened. And at the end of it, it was like, we need to do this.
There are many people on the radio that speak about many things. And when we got here and actually worked with the team that Rajiv has put together, it turns out that it is not just talk, it is action.
And in the worst case?
I said to him, if something happens to Dennis, what would I do exactly? And he said, you pick up the phone and you call Rajiv or you call me. And that right there was like peace of mind.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Tacoma on June 4th, Mukilteo June 6th, Lacey June 9th, or Bellevue June 13th, 6:30 p.m. Space is limited. Sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
Bonneville, Seattle, and KIRO News Radio are looking for organizations that regularly distribute information about employment opportunities to job applicants or have job applicants to refer. If your organization would like to receive notifications of job vacancies, please notify Human Resources at 1820 Eastlake Avenue East, Seattle, Washington 98102, or email us at seattlealljobs@bonneville.com or call 206-726-6902. Bonneville is an equal opportunity employer.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now it's the final days of our Everything's on Sale event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses. Our Memorial Day event ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
Drivers who switch their home and auto with Progressive could save money and time. Other things try to do this, but they really don't. Like the touchscreen at fast food places. It's not like you save time because it takes you longer to use a touchscreen than, I don't know, someone who works there. And another thing, you'd think it would save money because they're not paying a cashier, right? But no, same price. Also, why is there an option to tip? Who am I tipping? Exactly. Anyway, even if you can't save money and time with some things, you could with a Progressive home and auto bundle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers, not available in all states or situations.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. A major chemical explosion in Longview is now under control, and we know multiple people have been sent to hospitals in the area. This happened around 7:30 this morning near the Nippon Dwayne Packaging Company. Mike Gorshuk's Longview Fire Battalion Chief tells us.
The initial call came out as chemical burns. Initial resources found that there were multiple patients.
We'll bring you the latest as we learn more. KIRO News Radio's Corin Hake is on his way to the scene. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office is looking for the people who robbed a teenage boy in Parkland, then shot him to death in front of his girlfriend. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin spoke with the victim's girlfriend.
Around 7 o'clock Sunday evening, a car drove past, did a U-turn, then came up beside the couple, demanding they come closer to the car.
Essentially, they robbed him of a gold chain that was around his neck and then shot him and took off. Just absolutely senseless crime.
Deputies say he died from those injuries. They tell us that this was a random robbery and shooting.
The victim has been identified as 17-year-old Braylon Daniel Diaz. Chelan County officials say a malware attack forced them to shut down all government networks, computers, and phone systems Monday morning. The breach was detected around 10 a.m., and the shutdown affected every county department. IT teams are working with security partners to restore systems, but there's no timeline for when exactly those services will be back online. An update is expected sometime today. It's day 2 of what law enforcement calls the 100 deadliest days for fatal traffic accidents. KIRO 7 TV's Ranji Sinha reports data from Washington State Patrol shows more than 24,000 crashes have happened so far this year.
The goal is to survive the summer driving and reduce the amount of crashes across the state. Teens between 16 and 18 have a fatal crash rate almost 3 times higher than drivers 20 and older. The State Patrol says the months of June, July, and August have been severe for traffic deaths. Now, in total, the Transportation Safety Commission says more than 1,200 lives were lost over summer since 2018.
Everett firefighters pulled off an unusual technique rescue on Monday morning after a man jumped into the chimney of a vacant home. Police were originally called around 9:15 for a trespassing complaint when smoke was spotted coming from the chimney. Officers say the man climbed onto the roof and slid about 10 feet down before refusing help. Fire crews had to break open the fireplace and surrounding wall to safely pull him out. He was taken into custody and transported to a hospital for evaluation. And now for your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Delays are on nearly all roads this morning. 25 minutes from Lacey to JBLM. DuPont Gate remains closed for construction this morning. Over an hour from Olympia to Tacoma. South Center to Seattle will take you about 45 minutes. It's an hour and 10 from Federal Way. The Valley Freeway is still over an hour right now, and Renton to Bellevue is about 50 minutes. And this traffic report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio. For your weather, showers this morning. It'll be dry this afternoon with some peaks of sunshine. Highs will remain low in the 60s. Right now, it's about 51 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. And as we always say, if we get something wrong, we want to make sure that we get it right. And we were talking about the Parkland shooting, the 16-year-old boy who was murdered while out with his girlfriend and seemingly over his gold chain. And that did happen at around 7 o'clock at night. It was probably still light out, but just a tragic story, and we wanted to make sure that we made that correction. So, Gee, how long is it going to take before the King County Regional Homelessness Authority is officially put on ice? We asked this again because there was an article over the weekend in the Seattle Times, and it shows now that many of the people who actually created that agency now believe not only did it fail, but some say that it should be dissolved entirely. Among them is former Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkin. She was one of the biggest architects of this whole idea of making the homelessness plan a regional approach because it is a regional problem. But she is saying that the agency should be shut down. So for people who aren't following this that closely, the KCRHRA, RHA oversees more than $200 million a year in spending, while homelessness in King County has continued to climb, with nearly 17,000 people estimated to be homeless in 2024, when it was the last actual count. Durkin tells the Seattle Times the agency never recovered from a disastrous launch during the pandemic, and the death knell came when a countywide payroll tax failed. So then it was up to Seattle to pay for most of the burden of the costs, when this was supposed to be a countywide responsibility. And as you know, we've had King County Councilmember Rod Dembowski on our air several times. He's now leading the charge to dismantle this agency.
I believe we have a 5-alarm fire here. I am extremely concerned about the position that this agency has put county taxpayers in by continuing for years to borrow money to run their operations, and worse, spend more than they had appropriated to them. They have dug a hole.
And he is questioning how lawmakers have allowed the organization to slide into financial chaos, asking whether leaders were misled or simply couldn't keep track of the money. I mean, you know the drill. I mean, we had King County Councilmember Reagan Dunn also on with us. He had been raising red flags years ago, and it finally came to a head now. What do you think should happen?
With the organization?
Yeah.
I mean, it should be dissolved. Yeah, that's easy. That should be dissolved and should have been done yesterday. But here's the problem in all of this, and this is going to be the second time that I've said this today, and I think that is, for some reason, it might be a thing this week, where it is easier to change norms than it is beliefs. It's because beliefs, what happens is we get stuck on a story that won't go away. Example, in this case, $13 million, nobody can find. It's just gone. 200 contracts. Right now, we have people scrambling with families. This whole thing was a disaster. Yes, shut it down. It's over. No doubt about it. But here's the problem in all of this, and this is where I'm so mad at the people that mess things up. Because there will be families that will hurt from this for years. Why? Because there will be people that will always have this stuck in their mind. When it comes to helping the unhoused out there, they will always remember this story 10 years from now, 15 years from now. Just like when we talk about election time and we talk about fraud and all those things happening, how often does everything happen? What's the story that gets talked about in this state when it comes to the elections?
Christine Gregoire and Dina Rossi.
That's still coming up. Mm-hmm. So that belief won't be erased from anybody's mind. So as we are talking about this topic, I'm so angry because the people who orchestrated this, the people that were in charge of this, they won't have family members that will hurt from this. There will be people that will hurt from this from 10, 20 years. That's one. Here's the second part of it. We don't want to be honest about this conversation. There's a lot of people, when you think of the unhoused and the homelessness crisis, there's a lot of people that don't care if they get housed. A lot of people just care if they just don't see it. That's a big problem. So do you know how long it is going to take to really, really do this again? You know how many people are going to be so negative about this topic? So I got to tell you, Ursula, yes, get rid of it. But I'm so damn angry because I'm sick and tired of these people not understanding the harm that they are going to bring to people for potentially some generations because of this. $13 million gone.
Yeah. Actually, and you said it's harder to change beliefs. It's
easier to change norms.
Easier, yeah. So here's my question, though, because you were saying that these people, so many of the people who were involved with the Regional Homelessness Authority, even though they were working under the guise of, this is a regional problem, we're going to come up with regional approaches, we're throwing a lot of money in there, the problem isn't better, it's actually worse, and we don't know where. Do you think that you can also lose I want to say the stink that goes along with this idea of the homeless industrial complex, where it's like, how do you get people to believe that the people who are actually working toward this are actually in it for the right reasons?
It will take years.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
I do know. I do know. I mean, I'll give you an example. In Chicago, I might be going to weeds, y'all, but bear with me. In Chicago, right now, the first time I ever had Jack in the Box was here on the West Coast. There are no Jack in the Boxes in Chicago.
Because of the E. coli outbreak.
Right? How long does it take for something to go away? Sometimes it could be years.
Yeah.
This is an example of just that. There are already people that believe, and by the way, if you think so, I can't even argue with you.
No, you
there's
can't.
People that's like, yo, there's people making money off this homelessness crisis.
So there's no incentive to actually solve it. And I know for a fact, and if you are among those who are doing good work, this is why, and you were saying, I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated, too, because there are people who really do want to actually make an impact. But they can't because of this kind of garbage that goes on. And then you get all these people who are part of a committee that they'd rather just be part of a committee and take in this money and not actually solve a dang problem because there's no more job security. Meanwhile, the people who are out there who really need the help are not getting the help that they need.
Nope.
Meanwhile, all of us as taxpayers are throwing in money to something that is not working.
Oh. So I said something earlier today talking about Aurora. Let me say this again when it comes to the homelessness crisis. If we keep trying to do the same thing over and over and expecting a different result and continuing to see increases. Like they keep spending all this money and coming up with this, and there's increases in homelessness.
Yes. Well, and to be clear, I'm with you. I think they need to get rid of this agency. It was doomed from the start. It had poor leadership from the start. The churn in the leadership positions has just been ridiculous.
Yeah.
And do over and need to do a much better job.
No question. Hey, remember, we do have a guest. Seattle Public Schools Superintendent will join the show at 10 o'clock. But up next, would you rather? Next, Gee Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
Full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort. The ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills. It's all at one incredible destination. So when you look for the best, look nowhere else. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. $4, $6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Save $2 when you buy 2 cans of Superior Products Coverall Tire Dressing. Plus, get 4 times O Rewards points now at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from Nunn Better Tax Resolution. So, Greg, not all tax resolution companies are the same. There are some that are definitely not local. There are others that don't quite know what they're doing even.
Well, I tell you, these ads that all of us hear, Fresh Start program, they make you feel like, hey, man, I can just easy peasy get my taxes written off. No. And I've had several clients actually come to me after going through that process, and they just get no response after a while. They're passed around from person to person. That doesn't happen at my firm.
You are familiar with the cases that come in. You're working on them.
I'm familiar with every case that comes into our office. And I know what's going on and have the ability to really advise our taxpayers very well on what to do.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. Nunn Better Tax Resolution, from stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. Nunn Better Tax Resolution.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-979-3535. That's 800-979-3535. 800-979-3535.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Washington, recent headlines might concern you. Talk of pocket listings or private networks where only certain consumers see certain properties are all over the media. Good news. The legislature recently passed a bill to protect you in your transaction. No secret deals, all listings available for everyone to see, not just an exclusive club of insiders. This means more competition, better offers, and fair access for all consumers. Learn more at warealtor.org, sponsored by Washington Realtors.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life, and you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech, plus gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on oil?
We've got many markdowns on oil.
How about on that new STP Any Mileage?
You'll save $5 when you buy 5 quarts of STP Any Mileage with an oil filter and get up to 5,000 miles of protection.
Heck of a markdown for quite a lot of miles.
At AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Tuesday. Now, does it feel like a Tuesday or does it feel like a Monday? How's it feel to you? Because I got to tell you, it really does feel like a Tuesday to me. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, wait, one more question for you.
Yeah.
I'll ask it. Yeah, here's a question. Would you rather have Monday off or Friday off? That's a great question right there. We'll talk about that. Hey, coming up at 10 o'clock, the Seattle Superintendent of Public School, Seattle Public School Superintendent, will join the show next. He's going to be first time on. It would be nice to talk to him, so we will be talking to him at 10 o'clock. But right now, let's get to the world famous.
Let me make something crystal clear.
Yep.
This one truly scares me.
It's time to make Ursula uncomfortable.
Time to make her uncomfortable. Would you rather barbecue ribs that you can't eat clean or eat corn on the cob that gets stuck in your teeth all day?
Ribs. More bang for your buck.
I'm with you. Ribs. That whole
I don't care if it gets all over me.
I figured out, like, the whole corn on the cob, I'm just done with it. Like, I'm done.
Really?
Like, this is stupid. Give me my corn. Give me my corn.
Cut it off with a knife?
Give me my corn, man.
Okay.
No.
Twice this weekend.
Yeah.
I had street corn, and both times I was like, why do I love corn so much?
Because it's amazing.
It's amazing. and there's absolutely no nutritional value.
I know.
Because you will see that corn again. You feel me?
Okay. Yeah.
Remember when it was like 10 for $1 too?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I just wanted to say this. Do you know how hurt I was when I found out corn had no nutritional value?
I know.
I was like, huh?
Yeah.
I was so mad.
I know.
Disappointed. Okay, here we go. Would you rather have a pool in your yard but no friends to invite or a yard full of friends but no pool?
A yard full of friends, but no pool, because a pool is a lot of work.
Yeah, good
I'd
point.
rather have a neighborhood pool.
Yeah.
Let someone else deal with it.
Yeah, I agree with that. And plus, I think that once you have a full summer of the pool in your yard, you're like, okay, I'm over it.
Yes.
Isn't that what happens with hot tubs? If any of you listening right now and you have a hot tub in your yard, tell the truth. Do you still use that hot tub the same way you did when you first got it?
Okay, please text in. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476.
That question hits you.
973 KIRO, because I'm begging my husband to get us a hot tub. Okay,
I think you actually use it, but there's people who have like the idea of being a person who owns a hot tub is more alluring than the hot tub itself.
Yeah. I don't know. My husband approaches the hot tub like the boat conversation, which is way too expensive.
I'm with him. Like, this is the most, you're going to use it for a little bit, and then after that, it's like, well, I will see some folks. By the way, shout out to anybody that ever had a waterbed in your life. Shout out to you if you had a waterbed. I don't know why. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. Good Lord. Waterbed, worst thing ever. Okay, here we go. Would you rather give up ice cream all summer long or give up the air conditioner in your car all summer long?
Oh, I'm giving up ice cream all summer long.
Same. I need that AC in the car. That's saying.
Yeah. Now, I would not be so decisive on this if it were 3 or 4 years ago when ice cream was my thing. Do you remember when, Haagen-Dazs coffee ice cream? I would talk about it a lot on the show.
I mean, that's your thing. I'm not.
That is my thing, but not anymore.
I had to. Last night, I was talking to Lillian about this, and I ranked. Where would you rank this? This is. I am brownies, cookies, cake, ice cream. Where are you
ice
at?
Cream, ice cream is first.
That was Lillian too.
Oh, for
She's
sure.
ice cream first.
Yes.
The thing is about
ice cream.
The thing is about ice cream for me. Ice cream is last because I need the other things. I can't eat ice cream by itself. I like to have ice cream with one of those three.
Yeah.
But I'll go
ice cream with a brownie. Amazing.
Great. Ice cream cookie.
Ice cream with a hot cookie and one of those griddle.
Yeah. Ooh,
cookies, right?
What do you call it, Bazooki?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, last one. Would you rather relive your best summer from your childhood one more time or fast forward to the best summer you haven't lived yet.
Fast forward to the best summer I haven't lived yet.
I ain't fast forward nothing. I ain't fast forward nothing.
That is only if I could go
fast forward nothing.
Only if I can, you know.
You want to go back?
Yeah, I want to be able to go back after I have fast forwarded.
It's so easy. It would go back because even your best summer as a kid, you would appreciate it so much more as an adult.
1,000%.
Because you would be like,
yes,
all this lack of responsibility.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this is glory.
Yes. Okay, Chef, you know how sometimes you will collect text messages for me so that I
The
have
hot tubs are coming in.
The hot tubs are coming in right now.
Yeah. Nick, hold on.
All the people saying Mark is wrong.
Yes, you're telling me. So I want to have proof for Mark. Look, you see how much people actually use their hot tubs.
Nikki, our good friend Nikki says, I had a waterbed in college. Even in my dorm. You got a waterbed and they approved it?
Wow.
Shout out to the waterbed. Nick, have you ever seen a waterbed, bruh?
My old neighbors when I was growing up had one. I was just like, what is the point of that? I think of that as the same thing as a hot tub or a pool. You're going to use it a couple of times, get a kick out of it, and then it's just more time with maintenance and work other than the pleasure.
So true, Nick. And did you ever know anyone who had a waterbed who also made the bed?
What?
Oh, no.
No. What am I missing here?
I'm missing that.
People just don't make their beds when they have water beds.
I think you might be right. You could be. Hey, go get another sip of coffee and come on back. This is going to be the first time we're going to bring on the superintendent of Seattle Public Schools. He joins the show next. Gee and Ursula.
Join the conversation and text your favorite show on the KIRO Newsradio text line at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
I just can't dig it.
Dig what?
My water line.
Needs replacing?
And I don't want digging in my yard.
And maybe your driveway.
Can't dig it.
Don't dig it.
But how do you?
Apollo Plumbing replaces water lines without digging up your yard.
You're Dan.
From the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Apollo Plumbing.
Our trenchless technology replaces water and sewer lines.
Without digging up my yard?
2 little holes is all it takes.
Sounds better.
Faster, too.
And my yard?
Like we were never there.
Sounds spendy.
Not so much.
Oh?
In the end, about the same as that messy digging you don't want.
How do you figure?
Think about that landscaping you love.
Yeah?
Trenchless means you won't be paying to replace it.
Or my driveway.
We run everything underground.
Trenchless?
Do them all the time.
How about...
Easy payments?
Yeah.
With approved credit. Sure thing.
When can you get started?
We are the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Love that.
Apollo Plumbing, trenchless waterline replacement.
Sewer lines, too.
Can you dig that?
That I can.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort.
Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now it's the final days of our Everything's on Sale event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses. Our Memorial Day event ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
In the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Guys, it's Men's Health Month at Revive Washington. Start treatment and get a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value. Check testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, and more. Offer ends June 30th. Call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. The stethoscope crowd is going over the nation's chief executive, a routine annual physical and dental exam at Walter Reed Military Hospital in Maryland, his third dental exam in 5 months. Iran is calling yesterday's U.S. air attacks a gross violation of the ceasefire. The Pentagon calls them defensive. The president saying progress is being made in talks with Iran. No deadline, says ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers.
We don't see another date certain from the president. Iran has until this time. Iran has this window in order to make a deal. He has put deadlines in the past only to see them come and go. And now at this point, it is not clear if there is a idea in the president's mind of when this has to get done by.
U.S. and global crude oil are trading a little lower, but are still way up since before the Iran war. The national average of a gallon of regular grade gasoline, now $4.45, according to Gas Buddy. This is ABC News. Officials in Belgium say 4 people were killed, including 2 children, in a crash involving a school bus and a train. Train estimated to be traveling at about 75 miles per hour at the time of the crash. The Deep South bracing for a new round of heavy rain and thunderstorms today following deadly storms over the holiday weekend. ABC's Lindsay Tuckman.
Days of severe weather in the Deep South, triggering flash flooding. The storms turning deadly near Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And in South Carolina, a woman was killed at a restaurant after authorities say strong winds sent a patio umbrella airborne, striking her in the neck. The restaurant, which had opened just 1 day earlier, saying, "Our hearts are with the family, friends, and loved ones affected by the tragic incident."
In parts of Europe, heat is the issue. France, Spain, and the UK are breaking temperature records for a third straight day. Temperatures are about 20 degrees higher than normal for this time of year. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Our coverage on a major explosion in Longview continues. We know it sent multiple people to hospitals with chemical burns. KIRO News Radio's Corin Hake is at the scene. Over in Pierce County, deputies continue searching for whoever robbed and shot a 17-year-old boy to death in Parkland. Tacoma police have arrested a woman after a deadly stabbing. A man drove himself to a hospital Sunday night and died of his injuries. Adams County deputies are investigating a mid-air skydiving collision near Ritzville. One skydiver died at the scene Sunday and another was hurt. And there's some good news on the roads. Traffic deaths in Washington dropped for the second year in a row. The State Traffic Safety Commission counted 659 deaths in 2025 and more than a 10% drop from 2 years ago. And now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Delays are on nearly all roads this morning. 25 minutes from Lacey through JBLM. DuPont Gate remains closed for construction. Over an hour from Olympia to Tacoma. South Center to Seattle will take you about 45 minutes. That's an hour and 10 from Federal Way. The Valley Freeway is still over an hour right now. Rented to Bellevue is about 45 minutes. This traffic report is brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 9Z7.3 HD2.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. A major chemical explosion in Longview is now under control and multiple people are in the hospital. KIRO News Radio's Corin Hake is live in Longview. Corin?
And Katrina, I'm at Nippon Dinaware Packaging Company in Longview's sprawling industrial port district. It was 7:30 this morning that an explosion rocked this area, sending several people to the hospital with what are described as chemical burns. We don't know their condition yet or exactly the number of people injured. Mike Gorsuch is Longview Fire Battalion Chief. And Nippon Dinaware is part of Longview's large paper industry. They make pulp for printer paper, as well as insulation, tissue, and more. Live in Longview, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Corin. Meta Platforms has notified the state it'll cut 1,300 jobs in Washington. That includes positions in Seattle, Bellevue, Redmond, and remote workers. Separations are expected to start July 22nd. Earlier this month, Meta announced it would cut about 10% of its workforce, which is about 8,000 jobs. A nearly 4-year-old cold case in Vancouver, BC, has investigators turning to Washington and Oregon for help. A woman was found near the Spanish Banks back in 2022 and was never identified. But Detective Rebecca Matson with Vancouver Police says new testing of her sweater uncovered pollen.
She was newly arrived here. At least that sweater hadn't been out and about enough to pick up pollen, but it had pollen on it that showed she had previously been in the Pacific Northwest.
She was found with an inflatable kayak and insulin, and an autopsy showed she died from anaphylaxis, not foul play. Seattle Police, along with Vancouver PD, Portland's Police Bureau, will have a press conference on this case at 12:30 this afternoon. And for your weather, showers this morning. It'll be a dry afternoon with some peaks of sunshine. Highs will be in the low 60s. It's about 54 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Tuesday to all of you. Grateful that you hang out with us. It means the world. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Good morning. Hey, coming up at 10:30, you heard about Starbucks expanding in Tennessee, right? Well, now we're finding out what that state is doing, what they just did for that company.
Raise the minimum wage?
I don't see that in the headline.
Okay.
I don't see that. We'll talk about what they're doing and what's going on here. I also wanted to bring up, though, did you hear what one of the mayoral candidates in L.A. was saying about homelessness?
Sure did.
Yeah, I wanted to get your reaction to that. So we'll bring that up coming up at 10:30. As always, we invite you to join us on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
What's new at 10?
Seattle's new school superintendent inherited a district facing declining enrollment, a lot of budget pressures, intense political fights, and let's just say a public confidence problem. But Dr. Ben Schuldiner is also pushing back on the idea that Seattle schools are failing, saying that the data tells a very different story. And we're happy to welcome Dr. Schuldiner to the Gee and Ursula Show this morning. How are you doing?
I'm well. Thank you so much for having me. And I just want to be really clear, not a doctor, never finished my doctorate. So I appreciate the honorific. But if there's one thing about transparency and trust, I would always want to start there. So I appreciate being called doctor, but much to my mother's chagrin, I never got my doctorate.
And you know what, Ben, on this show, we want to make sure that we are totally accurate. And right before I turned on the mic, I asked our producer, are we sure it's a doctor? So thank you so much. Okay, well, I want to just get right into it. You recently pointed to national data showing Seattle ranking at the very top. Why do you think that surprised so many people here?
Well, I mean, I think that, you're in the news. If it bleeds, it leads, right? A lot of times when we think of things, we focus on the negative, and negative is important because the truth is that the Seattle School District is really quite good for many, but not for all. And whenever I talk about the positive things around the Seattle Public Schools, I'm also very clear about what is the negative. And that is that we're not serving all of our children the same way. We have huge discrepancies between how students that are not receiving free and reduced lunch and those that are receiving ML services, those are not, and also our students of color. And so I think that we have an amazing product that we're doing. The schools are awesome, but not for everybody. And I have to be really clear about that, we do a great job for some, not for all. And my job and all of our jobs is to do a great job for all.
When you first got here, and one of the things that really made me want to interview you, man, it made me super excited. Yeah, you're from the Midwest too. But the biggest reason is when you first got here, you got on the ground running. You went to visit every school. I want to know why. Why did you just go ahead?
No. I mean, sadly, I wish that was just so self-explanatory. If my job is to be the superintendent, we're serving children. If I'm not in every school, if I don't have a beat on what's going on in the north part of the city, in the south part of the city, in the east and the west, in our elementary schools, in our high schools, then I'm not doing my job. Right? I mean, I can sit in this office and, I don't know if you see what's behind me, and we're, trying to figure out about a restructuring of the district. But none of this matters unless I'm in schools, I'm in classrooms, talking to children, talking to teachers, talking to educators, talking to families. That's the job. And honestly, if you had superintendents that didn't do that, I'd wonder what they thought the job was.
Well, we got a lot of politicians that don't do that either. So I'll be nice. But I want to go back to your past, because you ran Lansing for 5 years, and they're 80% students of color, 50 plus languages, and correct me if I'm wrong, you turned graduation rate, you turned it up 26%.
That's right.
Seattle, different, not saying, is different than Lansing. What is it here that you really, you kind of been talking about what you're focusing on. What is some more of the blind spots that maybe you are seeing because it's easier from the outside looking in?
Yeah, no, I really appreciate the question. First, I want to say not me, we. Right? You don't raise graduation rates, and the numbers you have were previous to the ones we just got. So in the 4.5 years I was superintendent, the Lansing School District raised its graduation rate by 30 percentage points because we just got the numbers from last year. And that doesn't happen because of one person. It happens because all of us recognized there was an issue, focused on it, held people accountable, but always believed that our children could do it. And I think what I've seen here in Seattle is similar blind spots. I think, I talked about this idea of the soft bigotry of low expectations. I think that there are some folks who are very well-meaning that are saying, well, these kids, it's a hard life. Let's just make sure that they're taken care of, that they're happy. Sure, but you know what? They'd be a lot happier if they knew how to read. And so we've got to make sure that we are, I used this phrase before, we're not loving them into illiteracy. Right? We actually are focusing on outcomes for children in the best possible ways with support. And I got to give a credit to our teachers, right? And our assistants and everybody in this classroom. I think they want to do well. I think they are doing well for some, but not for all. And we as a district need to say, here's where we need help. Not in a punitive way, not saying that these kids can't do it. In fact, the kids I know can do it, but we haven't necessarily given the right curriculum. We haven't given the right structures. We haven't had the right supports. And so those are the kinds of things that I'm seeing in schools in terms of using our resources appropriately. I'll give you a great example that I was just in a meeting about. I walked into a school and I saw one kid with 2 adults in the room. And I'm thinking this must be a mistake, right? How we're already 100 million in the hole. We're going bankrupt. What's going on here? Well, the idea was there was a kind of a literacy coach and there was an ML coach because they needed multi-language services. And I said, but you have 2 adults, 1 kid. How about 1 adult and 1 kid? And it was like, well, this was the scheduling. This is what we were given. This is what we're supposed to do. And so I say, let's stop. Let's step back. Let's say what's actually right for children with the adults we have. Let's think about this better. And now that school could rethink its schedule where you still might have a one-to-one, and now that other adult is helping 20 other students at the same time. That's the kind of things that I think some outside vision can be really helpful with.
You are listening to Ben Sholdener, the Seattle school superintendent. You inherited a district with a major budget deficit, shrinking enrollment, and your predecessor was dealing with possible school closures, and that was a very contentious situation, to say the least.
It always is.
So where are you today? What is happening today?
We're still bankrupt. The last budget we kind of were pretty clear about it being about 100 million in the hole. It's about 87 million. We have some savings. The budget that we're kind of showing for next year is going to bring that savings down to really like emergency levels. And if we don't fix the budget this year, we're going bankrupt. And the problem with the school district is that you're not allowed to go bankrupt. You're not allowed to be below zero. So you actually would then have to borrow money, and the money you're borrowing is from the state. And then that means you kind of give away your rights. And then they give you about a year to lend you the money. And if you still don't fix it, then they really come in and, in essence, you give them the keys. And so what we're trying our best to do is being really clear. Like, we can't pretend that, well, if we just wish for more money, it'll appear. It won't. Is being really thoughtful about how do we make cuts that make the most sense. So now you had brought up school closures. What I've said very publicly is everything has to be on this table. Why? Because everything has to be on the table, right? I mean, if you said to me, well, Ben, there's a way to save money, but you can't look at it. Well, then what am I doing? I'm not serving our children. But I think that we can be really thoughtful about how we do save money, how we do be more articulate and more efficient around what we're doing and what we're saying. So yeah, we're in bad shape. I've never shirked from saying that. But the good news is we've already cut about 50 million from the budget moving forward for next year. The problem is with automatic, salary increases, with COLA and automatic, inflation being what it is. Even if you saved 50 million, that doesn't mean that you are now less than 50 million, because there's now extra costs and things like that. So, what we've got is about 10 months to try to figure this out. I think we're working really hard. I want to thank all of our labor partners, as well as all of our employees and our families and our kids and our budget office. We're trying really hard to figure this out. But yeah, it's pretty tough, and we've got to put everything on the table.
Let's talk about school board meetings. And here's my angle with that. A lot of times there's people who don't show up to school board meetings. There's that single mom that has a job, works hard, doesn't even have time to go to those meetings. I grew up around these situations. I want to ask, how do you get more people to believe in what is happening with the Seattle School District? How do you get them to believe that their kid, not just the families who know and who have means, but their kid has an opportunity, and that this system, this school district, will work for them? How do you get that message to them?
Thank you for asking. So I think there's a lot of things, and some we're already doing and some we have to do more of. One is every Sunday I write a newsletter that I write personally, no AI, I write it, although I do use editing software to make sure I spelled everything right. And 70,000 people read it. It's amazing. And we know that I get emails, oh, thanks so much for saying this. Oh, thanks so much for saying that. So by making sure that that our voice is out there, but that's just part one. Part two is we have to be in the community. So we've held now 9 community meetings with well over 1,000 and probably 2,000 folks showing up if you add them together. But then we also have special meetings where I go into community as well. Some wonderful community members put together a Black Families for the Superintendent event that we had well over 100 families. I go, I talk, I listen. That's how you do it, because you're right. Listening to a school board meeting sometimes could be a fate worse than death. I would never want to force anybody to have to do that. But our job is to make sure that we are in the community so that the families feel like they're hearing from us, but more importantly, that their voice is being listened to. So what we have to do is have more community meetings, that the doors here in this building are more open, and that, of course, we're not only doing things like emails, but using Instagram and social media and creating videos that are translated. All of that is what we need to do because we are in service to the families. It's not the other way around.
When parents look at test scores and hear mixed messaging, really, about school performance in Seattle, what do you want them to understand, and where do you see the biggest growth possibilities?
Sure. I mean, I want them to understand that as a district writ large, we're doing actually really good. We're one of the top school districts in America, urban large school districts in America. But as a parent, what I want to make sure that they understand is, well, how's your child doing? Let's make sure that we're supporting you in understanding what your child needs. And so let's look at your child's individual scores. Is there a teacher that can talk to you about it? Is there a principal that can talk to you about it? Because it's good to know that the district writ large is doing well, even though we have huge needs for certain populations that we're not serving. But if you're a family member, if you're a parent, if you say, well, my kid, this is what their scores are. What do I need to do to help the schools, help my child do well? That's what we have to do. We have to recognize that we're in the retail service business. Retail meaning the individual person, right? If the families feel like they're connected to us, if the families feel like they have a voice, if the family feels like we care about them and them and their families, things get so much better.
You're listening to the voice of Ben Schuldiner. He is the superintendent of Seattle Public Schools here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Now, in getting ready for this interview, I had to do my due diligence, find out what you was all about. And I said, oh man, he did his undergraduate at Harvard. My bad. Harvard. Impressive, right? You spent some time in Chicago, where I'm from. Impressive.
Oh, really?
All those things. But the one thing that stands out to me that really, and I want to ask this of you, because I see a lot of your father comes up and a lot of lessons that maybe you've learned from your father, and I believe that it is the foundation for how you speak and have gone about life. So I want to ask you this. Give us one lesson that you got from your father that you apply in your job today.
I appreciate that. My dad ran public housing in New York, in LA, in Chicago. He was the assistant secretary of HUD. But I also want to say my mom was an English teacher. My grandmother ran a nursery school in the Bronx for 20 years. My grandfather ran an education rehabilitation center. But what I got from all of them is you show up and you listen. And it doesn't matter the slings and arrows. It doesn't matter what comes. Your job is to be a public servant. I mean, I remember there would be meetings where my father would go into community meetings at CHA in Chicago Public Housing. And, like, what are you doing, right? He's like, no, I've got to be there. I got to listen. Right. I mean, the funny, I don't know if I tell this story. When my dad first got the job, he opened up the closet at the office in Chicago Public Housing, and he saw not one, but two bulletproof vests. And he said, well, why do I need two? I hope that if they shot me, the first one saves me, and then I might not come back. But the idea is, that's what we're used to. And no matter what, he always said, we're going to go to the community. We're going to always sit there. We're going to always listen. And so what I got from all of my family is, if you're a public servant, you go to the public to be of service, and you listen and you try to act on what they want.
Wow. Okay, 5 years from now, what would success look like under your leadership? And I hope that the district has you for at least 5 years, because there's been a bit of a churn. Why should parents still believe in Seattle Public Schools?
Well, I would say, I didn't want to stay for 5 years if I could have played for the Knicks, but the fact that they're going to the finals, I don't think they need me. Wow. So I am very thrilled with that. I would like to stay here for many years. What success looks like is you walk down the street in Seattle and you ask a parent, how's it going? Go, it's awesome. My kid goes to the Seattle Public Schools and I love it. That's success, is that all of these thousands and thousands of families say that we're doing well, that you ask kids, you ask teachers. Right now, 20,000 students wake up every day in Seattle and go to some other school district. They go to private, they go to charter, they go to other district publics. We're doing a good job when that number comes down. We're going to be doing a good job when people are voting with their feet to come, to knock down our doors. We want to come to SPS. That's how we're going to see success in 5 years.
Well, Ben, the next time we interview, I'm going to ask that you come in studio. Is that possible?
I would love it. Yeah, that'd be great.
And I knew somehow, some way, you'd figure out a way to bring up the Knicks. Of course you would. Of course you would.
It's 99. It's so great. 27 years.
27 years. Good luck against that Western Conference. Ben.
Yeah, we're going to lose.
Hey, Ben, no, seriously, thank you so much for coming on our show. We really appreciate it, and we wish you all the best, because there are people that actually root for Seattle to do well. And that's this show.
Yeah, this show for sure. And Ben, just to add to what Gee said, and to add what you said, you communicate every Sunday. Well, we would love it if we had you on a regular basis to communicate with all the people in the district.
I'd be honored. Let's set it up. I really appreciate that.
Awesome. All right. Appreciate you. Hey, coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, 1047, we got scenarios. But up next, what is Tennessee doing, and what did they approve for Starbucks? Next, Gee and Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and Elder Law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, "You're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps." Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Tacoma on June 4th, Mukilteo on June 6th, Lacey on June 9th, or Bellevue on June 13th. 6:30 p.m. Space is limited. Sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
This is Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland. I'm working to lower costs, grow the middle class, keep us safe, and defend our freedom. I'm also here to help you with the IRS, Social Security, Medicare, the VA, passports, and more. We've recovered over $16 million for taxpayers and look forward to helping you. Call me at 360-459-8514 or visit strickland.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Summer's supposed to be fun. When the kids are home all day, the groceries, they add up fast. G. Scott here with a quick heads up from Safeway. There's a program called Sunbucks that gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically and will get a card in the mail. Others need to apply. Take a minute to check. It could really help put food on the table for your family. Head to freesummermeals.org to find out more. That's freesummermeals.org.
Golden Crest Metals helps investors understand how physical gold and silver can be held inside qualified retirement accounts without pressure or confusion. Our team brings decades of experience in precious metals and retirement planning with a focus on clear education, straightforward pricing, and a process designed to put clients first. Why do investors choose Golden Crest Metals? Experience, transparency, and a client-first approach. Tune into The Gold Show with Kenny Michaels every Saturday at 1 p.m.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Yeah, hi. So I've noticed my lights flickering and breakers tripping. Should I be worried?
That could be a sign your electrical panel's outdated or unsafe.
Oh.
But don't worry, we can send an electrician out fast. We'll inspect your panel, make sure everything's safe, and if it needs upgrading, we'll walk you through your options.
Thanks.
Don't wait until it's too late. Schedule your electrical safety inspection today at cmheating.com. And remember, for panel upgrades, repairs, and all your electrical needs,
there's no beating CM Heating.
CMHEA HL754L3.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
There are 5 things money can do for you: growth, liquidity, cash flow, protection, and tax advantages. Don't miss an opportunity because your current retirement plan only focuses on 2 or 3 of them. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gauchard. A major explosion in Longview sends multiple people to local hospitals with chemical burns. This happened around 7:30 this morning near the Nippon Dwayne Packaging Company. Mike Gorsuch is the Longview Fires Battalion Chief.
And it's a major chemical explosion. There is no threat to the community. The threat's been neutralized, but we are treating patients at this time and transporting to area hospitals.
The scene remains active. You're asked to avoid the area. Seattle police have arrested the man wanted in a triple shooting outside a Capitol Hill nightclub. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports investigator surveillance video appeared to show the suspect get into a fight, then pull out a gun and start firing.
The 19-year-old from Tacoma has not been charged yet, but he's behind bars right now, held on $1.5 million bail. Last week, Seattle Police Detective Brian Pritchard told me surveillance video showed the suspect get into a fist fight with the victim.
As suspects were leaving, at least one of them fired shots back toward the club.
Police say they identified the suspect right away from nightclub surveillance video. They arrested him just 2 weeks ago for possession of a firearm, according to court documents. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A Skagit County man is accused of sexually assaulting a woman he met on Tinder. KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon has details.
The Everett Herald reports a 29-year-old man went on a date with a 27-year-old woman who's in a wheelchair and has limited mobility. The woman says she couldn't get away or fight off the suspect, according to documents obtained by the Herald. Mill Creek police say there may have been other women who have also been victims of that same suspect. He's currently in the Snohomish County Jail on a $102,000 bail.
Tennessee has approved a $30 million state grant to support Starbucks' new corporate operations hub in Nashville. The Seattle Times reports Starbucks plans to invest $100 million and hire up to 2,000 employees over the next 5 years. The move comes as Starbucks keeps its global headquarters in Seattle, even as some business leaders worry the city's climate is pushing companies away. We've reached out to Starbucks on the Tennessee deal. And now for your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. DuPont Gate remains closed this morning. 25-minute delay continues from Lacey through JBLM. South Center to Seattle will take you about 45 minutes. The Valley Freeway is still over an hour right now. Renton to Bellevue is about 30 minutes. Linwood to Seattle about 45 minutes. This Shock Report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio. And for your weather, it's going to stay cool today. Showers this morning. It'll dry up by this afternoon. Right now, it's about 54 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Tuesday to all of you. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476. Gee, what are the two topics you think most people are heated about today?
Corn having no nutritional value, like I keep saying, and then all the nutritionists want to call in. Okay, text in. I can't wait to re-talk about this topic because there are certain hills I'll die on. This is one of them.
Corn? I love the corn. I love the corn.
So do I.
But there are people very passionate about their corn and hot tubs. Those are the two things that people are texting in about. And thank you to all of you who are coming to my defense. And I can bring your text messages to my husband when he says, you're not going to ever use the hot tub if we get
so
one.
Unfair.
It's so unfair. Okay, let's get serious, though, because over the last couple of months, we've been hearing more and more about how Starbucks is investing in Tennessee and moving its resources away from Seattle. They've got the major expansion going. They're saying it's going to help their operations in the southeast part of the country. And back in March, Starbucks announced that it would open that new corporate ops center near downtown Nashville. And do you remember when former CEO Howard Schultz lashed out at Mayor Katie Wilson in an op-ed? And now we're finding out just how much Tennessee is giving to Starbucks to sweeten the deal. The Seattle Times reports that Tennessee has approved a $30 million taxpayer-funded grant to help lure part of Starbucks deeper into Nashville. And the company says it plans to invest $100 million there and bring up to 2,000 employees over the next 5 years. And those would be well-paying jobs, average salaries around $125,000. And Tennessee says that grant money will help cover expansion and building costs. I want to point out, though, that this is the same Starbucks that has laid off hundreds of workers recently, including more than 2,300 here in our state, just since early 2025. But Howard Schultz accuses Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson of turning the city against the very companies that help build it. But the new thing today is that we found out that Tennessee is also offering $30 million.
I do want to point out something that I said before Katie Wilson was officially mayor of Seattle. And I said, once she did become mayor, I did say she will be blamed for some things that will be unfair. And what I mean by that is Katie Wilson becoming mayor didn't start this whole idea of leaving Seattle and everything. So I always said from the beginning that she would be unfairly targeted on this. Yes. And I just want to say that first. Now, don't get me wrong. Had no idea that on day one that she would stand there on the picket line and have those words for Starbucks. Had no idea that she would get on there and say bye to the millionaires. Had no damn idea, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but just recently she just came out with a commercial, and she did I just want to tell.
Well, describe that because you sent that to us, and I now you bringing it up right now reminded me of it.
Well, basically,
it was like a PR thing.
It was a PR thing where she is kind of like, hey, look, yes, those comments about the bye and the way I do those things, she does a high five.
Yeah.
I learned something from my man Luke Ducey, right? That was a PR nightmare right there. And what I mean by that is what you did was you brought up a negative and you wanted to have fun. I don't know who does their PR.
You need to take it much more seriously.
Absolutely just abysmal every single time. All right, let me go back to it. Now let's talk about Tennessee. Oh, Tennessee's so great, huh? Oh, Tennessee, you're
pretty.
You're so pretty. Nashville's so beautiful. A lot of folks like, oh, I can't wait to move to Nashville.
It's anti-union.
No, come on now. Anti-union, that's number one. Number two, the same one. They're gonna say Starbucks is coming here. Starbucks is worth $121 billion, right? That's a $121 billion company. And they're gonna give them $30 million of taxpayer money. Meanwhile, just want to remind everyone, since if you're ready to move to Tennessee, minimum wage is still $7.25. You know how you guys say, gee, you always bringing up the federal minimum wage? Yeah. It's not like state. Yes, the state of Tennessee is still $7.25. So they want to roll out $30 million for Starbucks. They're coming in. No problem with that. But meanwhile, you don't want to uplift any other part of Tennessee, so you need Starbucks to come there. I tell you this, Ursula, when you get ready to move to Tennessee and you got to go, just remember, you got to take all of Tennessee in. Every part of it. The educational system.
Oh, yeah.
The
Where does that
minimum
rank?
wage. All of that stuff. See, it sounds good to demonize Seattle, right? It sounds good until you going to go to Nashville? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
You know who else is demonizing Seattle?
Who?
The mayoral candidate in Los Angeles, Spencer Pratt. Remember him from, was it The Hills? He was a former reality TV star. So he did this interview with ABC7, and he says most people living on LA streets are battling addiction, and it's not all about homelessness.
These people, when I unplug them and say, we're not taking our tax money anymore, they're all going to Seattle where the mayor will welcome them. These are products to a lot of people. So the people that want to keep doing drugs and live on the sidewalk, a lot of these people are going to leave.
Okay, I'm not going to get into he has some 5-step plan to fix the homelessness problem in LA, but I mean, where have you heard that whole thing before? And last week, the Seattle City Council did pass new rules allowing major expansions at transitional housing sites like the tiny home villages.
You want to know what bothers me about everything centered around this mayor of Seattle? Because I would bet you that myself and Katie Wilson, I bet you we agree on a lot of things. I bet we do. I'm being serious when I say this. And so when I hear, and by the way, the reason you played this sound, and yes, I heard the sound. I didn't even bring it up to you guys because here's this guy's like, oh yeah, you're going to send him to Katie Wilson. Yeah, like Katie Wilson's the reason why that people will come to the Seattle. But meanwhile, what happens is, Ursula, people try to make that a thing. Like there's still people that believe that the majority of people that we see unhoused out here are people from other places. Like they still have that.
No matter what the
whatever
data
the facts
show.
Are. Right.
Yes.
Because I have learned that, again, it's hard to change beliefs than the norm. So people will believe, they have this idea that people were shipped. And so when this dude does that, he's going to have this idea. So now there's going to be people that's going to walk outside and say, yeah, the dude from L.A. said it. All these people have come up from L.A.
Yeah. Well, it does feed into that whole narrative. Like, okay, you know, everything is free here. Everything, yeah. And by the way, Spencer Pratt, keep addressing the problems there. If that guy becomes LA mayor, I mean, this is like Trump 2.0. Have you noticed that?
Yes. have I noticed inexperience is getting elected all over the country? Yes, I have. It's something. Good stuff.
Whoops, I was supposed to choose joy.
Hey, coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, it's time for scenarios. Let's do it next.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
how would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Has your junk drawer taken over the whole house? Closets jammed? Garage packed? Pantry a mess? Don't just live with it. John Curley here for Closets by Design. Organize your closets, garages, laundry rooms, and home offices with Closets by Design. Everything is custom built for how you actually live. For a limited time, get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack and a $6 Biggie bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Primera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.primera.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found Tax Relief Advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-2578. 800-488-2578. That's 800-488-2578.
Our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn, understands the pressure that comes from owing money to the IRS. Don't let that pressure build. Call None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. This June, for Men's Health Month, start treatment at Revive Washington and get a free comprehensive wellness panel. A $400 value, including testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, and more. Take control of your health today. Offer ends June 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Washington, recent headlines might concern you.
Talk of pocket listings or private networks where only certain consumers see certain properties are all over the media. Good news. The legislature recently passed a bill to protect you in your transaction. No secret deals, all listings available for everyone to see, not just an exclusive club of insiders. This means more competition, better offers, and fair access for all consumers. Learn more at warealtor.org. Sponsored by Washington Realtors.
Epic parties start at Staples. Now you can grab Party City balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more right at Staples. That was easy.
Does corn have nutritional value? Should hot tubs be purchased still for the backyard? Does Seattle School District, the Seattle Public Schools, have a leader so good that he'll probably get snatched up? These are all the things that we're getting ready to talk about in the 11 o'clock hour because, boy, we got a lot of text messages on that. Did. So we got to do it. Let's get to scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
I recently discovered that my wife used to be an internet sensation. She made some money on OnlyFans. I found out when my buddy showed me explicit videos of her. One of the guys subscribed and told everyone else. Yeah, you heard that right. My friends have seen my wife in ways that only I should. Actually, some of the ways I haven't even seen her this way.
Oh, Lord.
Now, don't get me wrong. These videos are old, and she hasn't posted anything since we've known each other, let alone been together. But apparently, it's still making money for her. Well, I guess for us. So I casually asked her about it. I asked her why she still had them up, and she said, because it makes me money. But I don't do it anymore, but the videos are old, but they still keep making money. Then I told her that my friends have seen them, and then she told me to get new friends because what kind of person pays for that stuff in the first place? When I pressed her more for it, she told me how much money it was making, and more than I thought was even possible. She's making some money on those videos. Put it this way, she's making more money on those old videos than I make at my own job. So the thought of my friends and who else seeing those and talking about her makes me crazy. And she won't take them down either. So I'm at a crossroads here. How do I navigate this disaster that's putting a strain on my mental health? I could really use some advice on how to go forward with this. 888-973-5476 is the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. Ursula, you're up to bat first.
My prediction is that this marriage does not last long. First of all, that's lying by omission. That you find out about your wife's past being on OnlyFans through your friends, which that would drive me. That would be humiliating. First of all,
right.
I would also question why that didn't come up sooner in the relationship.
Right.
And then I also have a question. She's making more money than you make in your job, and you're just finding this out now because your friends told you that they've seen your wife in positions that you've even never seen her. Mm-hmm. There's all sorts of problems here.
Right.
So he asks, how do I navigate this?
Yeah.
You're not navigating a damn thing. She's navigating all of it. You have zero say, clearly, in this relationship.
Hey, Bobby in Tacoma texted in and says, "Gee, I need the link before I form an opinion." Well, I gotta say this, Ursula. I think from the very beginning, and I don't like to say a relationship is doomed, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're in a situation and you just find out that your significant other got an OnlyFans out there that she didn't even tell you about, and it's actually bringing in money, so you can understand why she won't take it down. But at the same time, you got a lot of your friends have seen or are seeing your significant other in ways that you don't want anybody to see.
And again, he was not aware that she was making so much more money than his own income on an annual basis.
You know what?
What else is being kept secret?
I guess my only advice would be strong. Be strong,
the
dog.
real advice is decide if you want to stay in this marriage.
Be strong, dog.
Or
Be strong.
if she's you're so bad. You were so bad.
Play Twister with friends. Come on.
Just
Get a
ride
hot
this
tub?
wave.
Yeah.
No.
Ursula, you shocked me. Because I thought you would take the angle that, like, why are you being so jealous? Get over her past, the whole angle. I mean, he's got two issues. He is he is insecure about her past performances, which are in fact public, and he's insecure about the fact that she still makes more money off of those performances than he does in his actual job. But look, there is actually a bright side to this. She must really love you. She must really love you, because clearly she don't need you, right? Yeah. She doesn't have a problem finding other partners, and she makes a heck of a lot more money than you. So she likes you for a reason, because of who you are.
Yeah,
so,
that's a stretch.
She doesn't need him. Why would she be with him if she doesn't like him and love him?
And he said it's eating him up alive while they're eating on her income, but it's really bothering him. No, this marriage is doomed unless one of them is willing to change.
Are you saying that, like, if they decide to get a hot tub, she should purchase it with her own money?
I gotta say before I give this to Nick, I just want to say Bobby in Tacoma makes a very good point, and it's a point that Ursula makes every single scenarios. And in the scenarios, a lot of time Ursula's like, well, I wish we knew more information.
Yeah.
And to which Bobby in Tacoma, I agree. If you saw it, like, hey, you can better understand like how good or bad this is, or can you recover from this? But to quote the great philosopher G, be strong, man. Be strong.
He needs a hot tub session after
Nick,
this one.
what's up, man?
Looking at this from the ladies' point of view, I can see how it's hard to let go of the cash flow that comes through when you decide to walk through the fire and pick this as a side gig or profession using OnlyFans to collect income. Not only that, making more than her man by posting pics and videos of herself, and that's her prerogative. She can do what she wants. But for my brother who's caught in the middle of this, I don't know if I could stick with her in the long run for the fact that she didn't let you know what was going on, and adding insult to injury, you got your buddies telling you that they've seen the fox in ways you've never seen her before yourself.
Sexy thing, sexy thing.
It's time to maybe find a new girl, even find new friends, and on top of that, change your name and identity, because it's going to be hard to face the music of being the guy who didn't know while the buddies saw even more than you.
Thank you, Nick. That's just humiliation.
Nick, fam, you gonna stay in that relationship? Or you gonna be strong?
I got to run out of town after that. Yes. You're gonna have that reputation for a while.
Uh-huh.
Hell no. No way. But for some people, that's their thing.
I mean, it'd be one thing if they used to do it, but Ursula, it's
okay,
a constant...
hold up.
What?
You're going to be staying strong and hanging on to that relationship with all that?
I did not say that at all.
Oh, okay.
I did not say that at all. I was just about to make the point. Like,
sorry.
It's one thing about a past. It's another thing when your partner's like, hey, we getting ready to go to G's house for the barbecue. Before we go, here's some information. Heck no.
No
I can't be strong.
No.
Coming up next is corn. Nutritional. It's hot tubs. A thing to still pick up. And does Seattle Public School District have the best leader in town? We'll do that next. Gee Ursula.
Touch me, darling. You sexy thing. Oh, sexy. You sexy thing. Yesterday, I was one of the lonely people. Now your love comes for me.
Have something to say? We'd love to hear it. Text KIRO News Radio at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just help make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check from Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires, including all-terrain, highway, all-season, and all-weather. So go ahead. Explore with confidence. Les Schwab Tires. We're here to help you take the long way. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon?
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now it's the final days of our Everything's on Sale event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses. Our Memorial Day event ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
When Dennis suggested retirement planning to his wife, Linda, she had the same reaction lots of people do.
Do we really need it?
Then they attended a free seminar with elder law attorney Rajiv Nagayich at LifePoint Law.
He asked me, what do you want? And he truly listened. And at the end of it, it was like, we need to do this.
There are many people on the radio that speak about many things. And when we got here and actually worked with the team that Rajiv has put together, it turns out that it is not just talk, it is action.
And in the worst case?
I said to him, if something happens to Dennis, what would I do exactly? And he said, you pick up the phone and you call Rajiv or you call me. And that right there was like peace of mind.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Tacoma on June 4th, Mukilteo June 6th, Lacey June 9th, or Bellevue June 13th, 6:30 p.m. Space is limited. Sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Your best source for local news, KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. Where tens of thousands are evacuated in Orange County, California, the threat of a major explosion has been lowered at the damaged toxic chemical tank at a military aircraft factory. Fire Captain Wei Hao Huang.
Continue to work on mitigating what's going on with Tank 1.
Crews are responding to a chemical explosion at a pulp and paper mill in Longview, Washington. Fire officials say there are injuries, some of them serious. Early voting underway in the South Carolina primaries. State lawmakers debate whether to redraw the congressional map. Democratic Congressman James Clyburn blasting the Republican effort at a news conference today. What to be done?
The first one is to challenge the process. Or you're going to throw our votes out.
The Supreme Court today refused to intervene in a discrimination lawsuit by former Miami Dolphins head coach Brian Flores, who's black, against the NFL. This is ABC News. The World Health Organization says the Ebola outbreak is moving faster than they can contain it. The U.S. is requiring screenings at 3 international airports around the country for those who may have been exposed. World Cup concerns, too, says ABC's Faith Abube, outside the CDC in Atlanta.
The White House is now warning the Congolese soccer team, which is currently in Belgium, that their players could be denied entry into the U.S. if they return to their home country before the FIFA matches begin here on June 11th. But despite all this anxiety and all these warnings, health officials do say that on a global level, the threat of Ebola remains low for now.
ABC's Faith Abube. Rescuers are trying to reach 7 villagers trapped inside a flooded cave in Laos for the 7th day today. Terrain is rough and bad weather isn't helping. Flash flooding has blocked an exit. The 7 people went into the cave looking for gold. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Our coverage on a major explosion in Longview continues. We know it sent multiple people to hospitals with chemical burns. KIRO News Radio's Corin Hake is at the scene. Pierce County deputies continue searching for whoever robbed and shot a 17-year-old boy to death in Parkland. Tacoma police have arrested a woman after a deadly stabbing. A man drove himself to a hospital Sunday night and died of his injuries. Adams County deputies are investigating a mid-air skydiving collision near Ritzville. One skydiver died Sunday, another was hurt. And there's some good news on the roads. Traffic deaths in Washington state dropped for the second year in a row. The State Traffic Safety Commission counted less than 700 deaths in 2025, more than a 10% drop from 2 years ago. And now for your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Olympia to Tacoma commute is getting a little better. It will take you about 50 minutes right now. South Center to Seattle will take you 30 minutes. That's 37 minutes from Federal Way. The Valley Freeway is about 40 minutes right now. Renton to Bellevue 30. Linwood to Bellevue also 40 minutes. Linwood to Seattle about 36 minutes. This traffic report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. An explosion at a paper plant in Longview sent multiple victims to the hospital with chemical burns. KIRO News Radio's Corin Hake is live at the scene. Corin?
And it's been a very active scene since this explosion around 7:30 this morning that reportedly sent several people to the hospital, although we don't know yet how many. This is Mr. Fire Battalion Chief Gorsuch.
And it's a major chemical explosion. There is no threat to the community. The threat's been neutralized, but we are treating patients at this time and transporting to area hospitals.
A hazmat team has arrived on the site, but we're still seeking more information about what may have caused the explosion, exactly how many were hurt, and how badly. Live in Longview, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Corin. Meta Platforms plans layoff impacting nearly 1,400 workers across Seattle, Bellevue, Redmond, and remote sales. The cuts are set to begin on July 22nd. Meta recently announced it'll be cutting 8,000 jobs company-wide. That's about 10% of its workforce. Meanwhile, Canadian investigators are asking people in the Pacific Northwest for help identifying a woman found dead along a Vancouver beach nearly 4 years ago. The kayaker discovered off of the Spanish Banks back in 2022 carried no ID, only a backpack, candy, a sweater, and insulin. Detective Rekha Matson with Vancouver PD says a new breakthrough came after testing on her sweater.
Pollen that was indigenous to the Portland, Seattle areas, so presumably had spent time there. There was not pollen found on it that would be native to BC.
Seattle Police, along with Vancouver PD and Portland's Police Bureau, will have a press conference on this case at 12:30 this afternoon. And for your KIRO News Radio weather, showers this morning. It'll be dry with peaks of sunshine this afternoon. Highs will be in the low 60s. Right now, it's about 54 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to all of you. Grateful that you're hanging out with us on the show. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Good morning. Hey, coming up at 11:30, I know we're going to bring up hot tubs again because it became a hot topic on our text line. Mm-hmm. And y'all can weigh in because we brought it up, and we brought it up in the context of also water beds. Remember those?
Yeah.
And I was asking if we were, because you said if you get a hot tub, chances are you're not going to use it, right?
Well,
and I've been trying to make a case for my husband to get us a hot tub,
right?
Because I insist that we would use it.
Yeah, but what I said was specifically, as I said, once you buy the hot tub, you'll use it for the first year or so.
Yes.
And then after that, it's chilling.
Yes. Well, a bunch of you texted in.
Yeah.
I know.
But you love
so
hot tubs.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
So often, G, we talk about horrible leadership, but what is an example that you can think of that shows great leadership? And I would argue that our interview in the 10 o'clock hour today was an example of that. And so in case you missed it, we did have a chance to interview the new Seattle Public School Superintendent, Ben Sholdener. And one of the things that we asked him about was national data that show Seattle Public Schools actually ranks among the very top among large urban districts when it comes to academics. That may come as a surprise to a lot of people, but here was his response to that.
The truth is that the Seattle School District is really quite good for many, but not for all. And whenever I talk about the positive things around the Seattle Public Schools, I'm also very clear about what is the negative. And that is that we're not serving all of our children the same way. We have huge discrepancies between how students that are not receiving free and reduced lunch and those that are receiving ML services, those are not, and also our students of color. And so I think that we have an amazing product that we're doing. The schools are awesome, but not for everybody. And I have to be really clear about that, we do a great job for some, not for all. And my job and all of our jobs is to do a great job for all.
And then, Gee, you asked him about something that he did, because in your research, you saw that one of the first things he did was basically visit all schools. And you asked him why he did that.
If my job is to be the superintendent, we're serving children. If I'm not in every school, if I don't have a beat on what's going on in the north part of the city, in the south part of the city, in the east and the west, in our elementary schools and our high schools, then I'm not doing my job. Right? I mean, I can sit in this office and, I don't know if you see what's behind me, and we're, trying to figure out about a restructuring of the district. But none of this matters unless I'm in schools, I'm in classrooms, talking to children, talking to teachers, talking to educators, talking to families. That's the job. And honestly, if you had superintendents that didn't do that, I'd wonder what they thought the job was.
It took me all of 30 seconds to feel his leadership. And I take for granted what I have seen in my life. I went to military school for 7 years, literally had leadership classes all 4 years when I was in high school, played sports my entire life, been around a championship organization in the Seattle Seahawks for 23 years now. So I've seen what leadership is. And then I want to remind everyone right now, currently in Seattle, Ben Sholdener, who is now the Seattle schools, their superintendent for Seattle Public Schools, Harvard undergrad, okay? He has a lot of experience when it comes to dealing with people. The current chief of police, Sean Barnes, has a PhD. We are seeing some of the best leaders, shout out Joy Hollingsworth, because I think she's one of them too. And what do I mean by leaders? I don't care what the resume is. I threw that out there to make a point. I don't care where you went to school. I don't care what your titles say. I don't care all these things. The whole saying that's in my email that I send to you guys, you see it every single day. And this is the old saying. People don't care how much you know until they find out how much you care. The problem is we have a lot of leaders that are terrible at what they do, because not only do I feel like some of them don't care, some of them don't even do the work to get out there to find out what to care about.
Yeah, they don't spend time listening.
They are so outdated in their thinking because this is what their mama and them, their grandfather and them told them. So they have these ideas that are stuck in their mind, and they bring that old garbage to their position, and this is why they don't have the leadership. Now I got bad news. You want to hear the bad news?
Oh, I think your bad news is about what I was about to share with folks.
Go ahead. I'll let you. I think you know where my bad news is. Go ahead.
Well, I hope that the Seattle School District can keep him long enough for him to make an impact. Because I think this would be the first time. Okay, we have done this show almost 7 years now.
Come on.
This is the first time that we've had a Seattle school superintendent on our show. I looked at how many superintendents that the district has had in just the past 10 years. And I feel, and by the way, as someone who actually lives in Seattle and chose to put her kids in a school outside of the district, even though my mother-in-law was a 30-plus year school district teacher in the city of Seattle, is because I did not see great leadership at the time when my kids were of that age. And so I am hoping that Ben Schuldiner stays around long enough for him to make the kind of impact that he had in Michigan. And I say that because the Seattle School District has had 5 superintendents in the past 10 years. The average tenure is like 2.5 years for each superintendent. Y'all need to keep them.
So, funny, my bad news is your bad news. The bad news is I don't know how long he stays here before he gets snatched up. Seriously,
I'm guessing he has some kind of contract.
No, I'm sure he has a contract. Yeah. But you know our contracts.
I know. Yeah, I do.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's how much. Again, it took 30 seconds to realize, and you could hear it. By the way, some of you all text in, and you all could hear it.
Yes,
you can. It doesn't take rocket science to know when somebody's over their skis and not qualified to do a job.
And he's not afraid to call out when he sees something. You remember, we didn't get into it in our interview, but this is the same superintendent who got some parents really hacked off because he basically told the parents as he was at this meeting and hearing them talk about the principal and how they were shouting her down. And he actually, I think he says it as it is, but you can feel right away he really cares.
Yeah.
And he really cares about all, not just one segment of the population or another.
Yeah. And again, it was, for me, Ursula, it was refreshing to have him on the show. And by the way, I didn't even think about that. Great. Thank you for pointing that out. The Gee and Ursula Show has not had, this is the first time that we've had a superintendent on from Seattle Public Schools.
Because remember the whole thing about school closures and how and their school board members were crying and there was this big long list and then they kept changing the list and suddenly it was like, well, we're not going to close any down. You heard him flat out say, we've got to look at all of it.
Yeah.
And all of it may include closing some schools.
Right.
But at least you know the guy's been listening.
On that note, when the school closures were being discussed, they were having extremely limited public meetings.
Yes.
Many of them, I don't believe, had press allowed. It was like parents only, and they tried to limit that as much as possible. No. His approach is saying, you got to show up in public and have the conversations.
Yes.
Even when people are going to nail you to the wall.
Yes.
That's a marked difference.
And I love that. The other thing he said is every Sunday, I knew you were going to. Yeah, you heard it. Every Sunday he sends out a newsletter. Like, communicate what it is that you're doing and let them hear from you directly.
Every Sunday, my man takes pen to paper or typing, however you want to do it.
Yeah, he said he doesn't use AI for that.
Yeah. But the communication that he has, like, hey, parents, you know, some of you all are single parents. Some of you all don't have the opportunity and the luxury to come to these meetings. And even he said, look, I don't even want to hear some of these school board meetings and all that. But let me tell you what's going on. Let me explain to you the vision that we have. And by the way, on the school closure, my man didn't hide from that.
No.
He said, hey, everything's on the table right now.
And we are going to have cuts. And I'm going to guess, we didn't ask him because people are like, well, how about they cut 80% of administration? I'm going to guess that that'll be looked at too.
Like he said, everything's on the table.
Yeah.
They got 10 months to figure it out.
Yeah. So for the PR people, and they've also had troubles in the Seattle School District where their PR folks try to protect, keep putting the superintendent out there.
What?
Let him speak.
It was so, I was, before we move on, refreshing.
It was so refreshing.
It was so refreshing.
Yes.
Because so often we talk about leadership and how they just do in a negative. And so when someone comes on and does that, by the way, shout out, we got some other folks in Seattle, good leadership as well. When it happens, it's just so good to see it being done.
You want to amplify it.
Yes. All right, what else you got, Ursula?
Well, so one of the most passionate things on the text line was corn. And for the record, you and I we were talking about how much we love corn. I had street corn twice this weekend. That is just so darn good.
This is my favorite. It's my favorite.
And then you said, unfortunately, corn has no nutritious value.
Yeah. So let me just say this for everybody that's texting in, and they're like, gee, it does. First, let me just say, you're right. it does have nutritional value. Now, does it have the nutritional value that we would love for it to have? No. Does it have some fiber in there? No doubt it does have the fiber. It's considered, yes, it's better than eating some potato chips, and it's better than being used for corn syrup and things like that. It's just not a nutritional powerhouse. How do I know that? Well, because I know that you will see that corn again after you eat that corn. So I'm going to go ahead and just tell everybody right now.
Well, you got to bring that up.
I know. Wait. Okay, you're going to tell everybody right now what was that?
Yeah, I was going to tell everybody, if you guys are mad at me for saying that corn. By the way, I love it when you guys get mad at me when the facts aren't right. I love that. But you know what we should do? We should start doing a thing now. We should start leading more with facts. Gee, get your facts right. You know what? I apologize. I didn't get the corn right. I apologize. So next time we're talking about fiscally responsible, right? We're talking about those fiscally responsible. We'll talk about the debt right now. We'll talk about those things. So let's stick with the facts.
Yes.
Gee.
Yes. Gee, why you got to buy into the big protein narrative, huh? Why you got to be such a carb hater? You talk about the food narrative, food pyramid, man. You're buying into big protein. Sell out.
Protein, yum. Okay, as 206 though says, as a dietitian, it is a myth that whole corn has no nutritional value. It has B vitamins, magnesium, and offers many antioxidants. The reason you see it in your stool is because the human body cannot break down that type of fiber. But your beneficial gut bacteria can use it to create anti-inflammatory compounds. 206, thank you, because now I'm going to have street corn a third time this week.
You can ask my wife when I go to any type of fairs and all that kind of stuff. Some people go get scones. I go get the elote. I mean, that is my number one. That's my thing. I love that street corn.
It is so good.
It's the best. Matter of fact, Costco got a deal up in that street corn. It's everything. Love it.
Okay, let us bring us up one more thing, and I'm trying to look it up because we were going to talk about Anthropic, and I'm trying to find that story right now in our 11 o'clock hour. Let's find it because Seattle's tech scene may finally be showing some signs of life again. What?
Oh.
Can we talk about getting our facts right? So after years of companies downsizing office space and, we've heard of them moving to Bellevue, several major tech firms are now expanding inside Seattle city limits again, and this is driven largely by AI. The Seattle Times reports the AI company Anthropic, the maker of Claude, is expanding its footprint in South Lake Union's Dexter Yard complex, and Apple is also eyeing even more office space in South Lake Union after already signing Seattle's biggest office lease since 2019 last year. There are other companies too, Databricks, General Motors, SoFi. They're also taking over office space that Amazon abandoned during the pandemic-era tech pullback. And Bellevue's success may actually be helping Seattle because real estate executives are saying Bellevue's office space is filling up. Well, what happens? Just like it happened in Seattle, when people are moving to Bellevue, what happens when there's more demand for your office space? The prices go up.
Yeah.
And I got to say one thing, because I just recently was in South Lake Union. Talk about really cool areas. The park there. Right by South Lake Union, all those Amazon buildings. I mean, especially in the summertime, you're talking about a cool place to be hanging out for lunch, going to places for lunch. I can see where that would be prime.
Yeah. Ursula, why do you think people? Well, actually, the superintendent came on our show. He says, "Oh, I get it. In the media, if it bleeds, it leads."
Yeah, that's a saying. People tend to glom onto the negative. I mean, it's not to say that companies aren't moving. It's not to say that we've seen a humongous number of tech layoffs. But a lot of times these little headlines like, oh, actually, because there's some space now available, and there is a lot of office space, downtown especially, other companies are taking advantage of that.
Speaking of facts, we didn't bring this up on the show, but Memorial Day weekend, we just had that. We just celebrated Memorial Day yesterday, honoring the fallen in our country. Did you guys know that Seattle was one of the top 3 destinations according to the facts for people to travel to, right here domestically?
Yeah.
People are coming. For some reason, people outside of Seattle is like, "Hey, man, I'm going to Seattle." But again, not the opinion, the actual facts.
Yeah.
The data shows people coming to Seattle.
You know what, G? I'm glad you brought that up because I can't believe I'm going to do this, but I'm going to bring up an analogy that maybe you'll like when it comes to Seattle. Being a tourist in Seattle is like being a grandparent as opposed to a parent. If you live in Seattle or around Seattle, you're kind of like the parent. If you're a tourist, you're the grandparent. You get to come when you like. Everything's beautiful. You enjoy the sunshine, and when you want to be done with it, you just say, okay, I'm going back to my house, and you deal with all the tantrums. You deal with all the growing pains, and I'm just going to enjoy it on my time and at my pleasure. So, Seattle is undeniably beautiful. It has its issue, yes.
Yes, exactly. It has its issues, as do many other big cities.
Ursula, what's in your house right now? What's the worst part inside your house? Like if somebody were to come to your house,
it's easy.
What is your 12th and Jackson inside of your house? Because we all got a 12th and Jackson or a 3rd and Pine, right?
It's our office space. It's the room where everything that doesn't have a home finds a home. It's just cluttery.
Yeah.
What's yours?
My 12th and Jackson is my wardrobe room. It's absolutely awful right now. It's terrible.
Okay, that sounds really bougie. Your wardrobe room? You have an entire room for your wardrobe.
Yeah. You need to look at the shoes. Does this still bring me joy?
It's bad. But if you come to my house, though, you'd be like, oh, my goodness, G.
Yes.
Oh, I like this. And I like this. That's because I keep you out of those areas. Good stuff. Coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show. We'll have your text messages and then words to live by. That'll happen at 11:47. But up next, it's time for Agree to Disagree. Gee and Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes. KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
CarsForKids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise, there's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
This is Chris Davis with the Davis Law Group. Did you know that a pedestrian does not have to be crossing the street on a marked crosswalk to have a successful legal claim against the driver? Pedestrians can even be partially at fault for a collision and still have a valuable claim. Call us today for a free consultation or get my free book on pedestrian accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
The Harnish Auto Family Super Sale is happening right now. The cost of living has gone up, but when buying a car, it doesn't have to feel like it. Zero down delivers, no payments all summer, and exclusive 10-day deals in partnership with Tapco Credit Union. With a wide selection of new vehicles and over 400 used vehicles across 5 dealerships, you'll find just what you're looking for. Visit Subaru, Volkswagen, and Chevy Buick GMC of Puyallup or Kia and Chevy of Everett. Harnish Auto Family. People matter.
Offers available OAC on select models. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gauchard. We're learning multiple casualties at a Longview paper mill explosion include chemical burns, but first responders are tight-lipped so far on the seriousness of the incident. KIRO News Radio's Corin Hake is at the scene. Corin?
And since we spoke last, Katrina, we're learning that Longview Fire has confirmed unspecified fatalities here at the scene, with other victims transported to nearby hospitals. We've learned that the rupture of a white liquor tank at Nippon Dynawave paper mill caused an explosion at 7:30 this morning, and now fatalities we're learning, but again, unsure how many and unsure how many others were transported to a hospital. Longview Fire is describing this operation now as a recovery, with more details expected from the fire department here shortly. Live in Longview, Corwin Hake, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Corwin. Tennessee approved a $30 million state grant to support Starbucks' expansion into Nashville. The Seattle Times reports it's where the company plans to open a new corporate operations office. The project is expected to bring about 2,000 jobs over the next 5 years. Meta Platforms have notified the state it'll cut nearly 1,400 jobs here in Washington. That includes positions in Seattle, Bellevue, and Redmond. Separations are expected to start July 22nd. Earlier this month, Meta announced it would cut about 10% of its workforce, which is about 8,000 jobs. homeless. Los Angeles mayoral candidate Spencer Pratt warns thousands of the city's homeless will go to Seattle. In an interview with ABC7, the former reality TV star says most people living on LA streets are battling addiction, not homelessness.
These people, when I unplug them and say, we're not taking our tax money anymore, they're all going to Seattle where the mayor will welcome them. These are products to a lot of people. So the people that want to keep doing drugs and live on the sidewalk, a lot of these people are going to leave.
Pratt proposed a 5-step plan to fix the homelessness problem in L.A. Last week, Seattle City Council passed new rules allowing major expansions at transitional housing sites. Seattle police have arrested the man wanted in a triple shooting outside a Capitol Hill nightclub. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports investigators' surveillance video appeared to show the suspect get into a fight and then start firing.
The 19-year-old from Tacoma has not been charged yet, but he's behind bars right now, held on $1.5 million bail. Last week, Seattle Police Detective Brian Pritchard told me surveillance video showed the suspect get into a fist fight with the victim.
As suspects were leaving, at least one of them fired shots back toward the club.
Police say they identified the suspect right away from nightclub surveillance video. They arrested him just 2 weeks ago for possession of a firearm, according to court documents. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
For your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic, US 2 is closed in both directions at milepost 78. That's about 14 miles east of the summit of Stevens Pass due to collision. There is no detour, and there's no estimated time for reopening. Olympia to Tacoma commute is getting a little better. It'll take you about 45 minutes now. South Center to Seattle will take you 30. Renton to Bellevue, 30 minutes as well. Linwood to Bellevue, 40. And Linwood to Seattle, about 36 minutes. This traffic report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio. For your forecast, showers this morning. It'll be dry this afternoon with highs in the low 60s. Right now, it's about 54 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Kashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is 11:33. This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476. I got to tell you, Nick, you're making me want to dance right now.
Little coolio for you over there.
Yes. Let's get to it.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
To hot tub or not to hot tub, that is the question. By the way, Agree to Disagree is brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
There you go.
Yes.
And, you find out a lot about your audience, in particular constituencies. And we found out today from a question earlier in the show that the hot tub contingency is extremely strong.
Very passionate.
Here on KIRO News Radio. And, Gee, you had asked a question of listeners, and I believe it was along the lines of, hey, hot tub owners, do you actually use the hot tub? So perhaps you could kind of recap what your theory was about the hot tubs in the home.
So my observation of people that have hot tubs, right? They themselves will have a hot tub, and maybe they used to use it, but you go over there and they don't use it as much as they used to. As a matter of fact, some of the times they use it because people come over and it's like, hey, you guys got a hot tub? So people without a hot tub are more excited about the people that have the hot tub. So they want to get in it. So my question to everybody was simple. Hey, hot tub owners, after you have purchased it and the newness of it, the excitement of it is gone, do you still jump in that thing?
And the answer to that, according to our text messages, is yes, they do. Mm-hmm. There are some people who were saying, I go 5 days a week into the hot tub. I would say 98%. Chef actually put together 2 pages worth of text messages that I get to show Mark when I get home.
Why are you showing Mark this again?
Because when we did the big remodel, I asked our contractor to put a little spot in the backyard where in the future, I knew that Mark was not going to go for it right away. I said, if I can cajole him into getting a hot tub, we will be ready to go. It'll be ready. Just plug in.
Was this a conversation that you had on the side that Mark wasn't aware of? Like, hey, if you can just set aside about 15 square feet.
He agreed to it. He agreed to at least be prepared for it.
In theory, potentially.
But right now, the idea to him is like, oh my gosh, it's just going to be more work. But what I'm seeing from everybody is that they're saying, we have had them for years. I love my hot tub. It's low maintenance. I miss it when I'm gone for a couple of days. T and Conway, I use mine at least 1 to 2 times Oh, for the past year? Okay, I need it more. That's not going to convince him. One
There's
or
a
two times in
ton.
a year. But there were a ton. We've had
Yeah.
a hot tub for 30 plus years and use it nearly every day, according to Robin from Burien. So I'm saying I'm going to use that as my reason. Okay, there's only one. Elena said, on the hot tub, I vote no, mainly for health reasons. She says, like my psychiatrist friend says, just because you have an itch, you don't need to scratch it. Wait, and it'll go away. Unless you get an infection.
See,
Thanks,
I'm
Elena.
I'm in Camp Mark territory because my wife Gabby, she's like, I would love to get a hot
Yes.
tub, and I think the idea of a hot tub is more alluring than hot tub itself. It's nice occasionally, but I mean, look, there were actually a few. I didn't pull them out for you. I saved them. Mac in Bellevue says, hey, for marital reasons, you might want to reconsider. OMG, one of our friends had a hot tub, and the parties were so crazy. That hot tub caused 2 of our married friends' divorces. I mean, have you ever
I'm
thought
sorry.
about that?
I'm not buying it. The hot tub did not cause that. There were other issues within the marriage. Gee, come on. Right?
Yeah, I would love to talk more than 15 seconds in this segment. Hey, so with this hot tub thing, I'll say that if you have the time in your life where you're like, hey, G, I use that thing 2-3 times a week, you're living a good life. That means you got some relaxation that you're able to do. And so, hey, maybe I'm wrong about the whole hot tub thing. And maybe it's a time that you're in your life. And I think, Ursula, in this case,
yes,
right? I think this might be a good time for you because I think if you have young kids, high school, you're busy and all that stuff.
No, you don't have time for it.
But if you got to look, I want to come home from work. I want to do my thing and relax a little bit.
I have sleep issues. Help me sleep.
Now, that might be a good one.
Yeah, for health reasons. What about how it's paid for? Because assuming that, each couple has discretionary income and they can use it how they should you pay for funds out of the joint account if it is for something that only the one partner uses?
Trust me, it's not going to be just one of us, and it could be a gift. And yes, we would get it out of the joint account.
But by the way, if one of you, whether it's you or long live Mark, that enjoys it, would love it.
Yes.
Yeah, you take money out of a joint account.
Yes.
And you get it because
it makes both of us happy.
If your spouse is happy,
correct.
All right, I want to bring you up to Whidbey Island and the question of what should be done about a particular young deer who has been suffering for quite some time. So here's the story. There are 2 young fawns that grew up in this neighborhood on Whidbey. And one of those fawns, at a certain point in its life, stepped in a small piece of PVC pipe. So neighbors have seen this pipe around this deer's ankle for over a year. Now the deer has grown to the point where it is hobbling, right? Because it's just grown too tight for the thing. They have asked for wildlife managers to intervene. They've asked the state officials to intervene. They want to get a veterinarian on board to take the thing off, but they need the public officials' help in order to tranquilize it, because apparently you can't just go around tranquilizing deer. Gee, my question, is this something that the public officials should take care of? Because there are folks on Whidbey who are like, these things are a nuisance. Why are we bothering?
well, I mean, look, I get that, and I don't want to speak to what happens in their neighborhood, but I'll say this. I think kindness, human decency, if you see there's this one particular species animal that's in your neighborhood or human that's in your neighborhood that's having a hard time, like, I don't care what a whole bunch of people say. I mean, Ursula, wouldn't that be a good time to, like, you know what?
Yes.
Let's do something about this.
You see this, an animal suffering because of something human.
Yeah.
So, yeah, why not? And for the folks who say, they're nuisance, I understand because, well, as you said, Whidbey Island, right?
Yeah, Whidbey.
When I was over on in Kitsap County, like there were deer hopping from one spot. We were in Port Townsend. There were like deer everywhere.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
I don't think you can hunt them on, Whidbey Island, right?
No. So, yeah, I think you and I are on the same page on this. Like, yeah, take care of it. that's a good use of taxpayer dollars.
Yeah. All right, good stuff. I mean, could you imagine just seeing it all the time and being like, no, that's not what I want my taxpayer dollars going towards.
Some people do.
Yeah, I hear that all the time. Hey, coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, it's text messages, feedback, and then we'll have Ursula's words to live by. Gee and Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and Elder Law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, you're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps. Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Tacoma on June 4th, Mukilteo on June 6th, Lacey on June 9th, or Bellevue on June 13th. 6:30 p.m. Space is limited. Sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Washington is helping men take control of their health with a free, comprehensive wellness panel. A $400 value included when starting treatment. Your panel checks key health markers, including testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidneys, liver, and thyroid, so you can finally understand what your body's been trying to tell you. Since 2011, over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Get answers, get a plan, and start feeling better. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free, comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Are you in pain? Have you considered surgery or even joint replacement? Hi, everybody. It's John Curley. Before you make that decision, I recommend you see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. I did, and it's been a game changer. My doctor took a look at my x-rays and said, well, looks like you need a whole new hip. And then he said, wait, how old are you? And I told him, and then he said, well, wait, you're too young for a hip. You're just going to have to, live with the pain. We'll see in 3 years. It was horrible. Dr. Wagner is a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience performing more than 20,000 stem cell procedures using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. People with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, are back doing what they enjoy doing without pain and without surgery. So whether it's a hip like I had or a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's cars with a K.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Washington, recent headlines might concern you. Talk of pocket listings or private networks where only certain consumers see certain properties are all over the media. Good news. The legislature recently passed a bill to protect you in your transaction. No secret deals, all listings available for everyone to see, not just an exclusive club of insiders. This means more competition, better offers, and fair access for all consumers. Learn more at warealtor.org, sponsored by Washington Realtors.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perongo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to all of you. Appreciate you all hanging out with us. What a fun and fast show it has been. Now, you know what it's time for? It's time to talk about some of these text messages that have come in, and then we'll have words to live by. Ursula, what you got?
On the Parkland teen who was shot and killed in front of his girlfriend, seemingly over a necklace that he had, Patrick in Lakewood says, going out at night, while I don't knowingly wander into trouble, I also refuse to cede more territory to criminals. I will stand against the tide.
We had a conversation today about the Aurora shootings. John says, Aurora Avenue has become the new version of Hilltop in Tacoma from years ago. These continual shootings on Aurora every weekend are absolutely puzzling because there's a police station just 7 blocks from there. There's been no traction on this decades-long problem. On purpose, question mark?
That's something to think about. On the Sip and Stroll at Pike Place Market, which is going to start up pretty soon, Cheryl in Des Moines says, love the Sip and Stroll idea, but the free parking, no. You would never be able to park because people would take spots all day, and only those few would be able to park. Everybody else would have to drive around and never get close enough to be able to enjoy anything. I would say even just do free parking 2 hours.
Paul in DuPont says, I will bet you cash that parking in Seattle for World Cup matches will be 200 plus.
And then there's Peter in Port Orchard who says, well, why have free parking when people can use transit, light rail, etc.?
What was that one skit on Saturday Night Live? Wah, 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 wah. Anyway, even the original backers of the King County Regional Homelessness Authority say it's time to shut it down. TC in Sammamish says, I think in order to reduce the long-term bad taste, there needs to be an investigation and hold decision makers accountable to or the failure in spending.
I agree. And that's still the thing that we're looking for, accountability on all of this. Tennessee is giving Starbucks $30 million in taxpayer money. Ernie in Kent says, my home state is trash. Not surprised at anything they did to attract Starbucks. Politics in Tennessee is horrible.
Rob, the retired police officer who's over there, says we have a gerrymandering problem here in Tennessee, too. But it sure is a beautiful country.
It is gorgeous. If you've ever had a chance to drive through Tennessee, it is beautiful.
Go to Memphis every summer.
Oh.
Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out to Memphis, Tennessee. It's where the Scott family from.
Is that right? Okay, get this.
Yeah.
My aunt, my German aunt, who married an American, moved to Kingston, Tennessee, population, I think 3,000 at the time, had a pizzeria there for years. Mamma Mia's Pizzeria.
Oh, okay.
Kingston, Tennessee.
All right.
On waterbeds.
Wait.
Jeff and Bonnie Lake. Wait, what happened?
No, you said the waterbeds.
I didn't put the one in.
I got to find that one text.
Oh, Jeff in Bonnie Lake says, I had a waterbed while I was in high school, hand me down from my sister. I cannot tell you how many times I woke up. Okay, no, Jeff, sorry.
You can't do it. Go ahead, get another one.
Okay, well, he just said he would get doused because that thing would spring leaks. What a terrible concept.
There was a text message to our Facebook page, and someone told us that she and her husband have had their waterbed now going on 40 years.
You know what? Long live that waterbed.
Sure.
Key to a happy marriage, clearly.
I'm hoping that there's nothing else living in that waterbed. I
hope they changed the water after those years, too.
Okay. Shane in Gig Harbor said, had a waterbed when we were first married in 1988. Later, when my bride, who was 8 months pregnant, couldn't get out of it, let's just say the waterbed was gone. That was one thing with waterbeds.
Yes. Hot tubs. 206 says, at 72, I really love daily visits to my apartment hot tub. My achy body really misses that place. Tell Long Live Mark to take the plunge.
Robin from Burien says, sorry, guys, we've had a hot tub for 30 plus years and we use it nearly every day.
415 says, I got you, Ursula. We got a hot tub over a year ago and still use it 3 to 4 times a week. I also love it because it's another reason the neighborhood kids like to hang out at our place. Get it?
Oh, yes.
No, get it. It's the tone in that get it. Whoa, the tone in that get it. That tone is get it. All right, it's time for words to live by. Whoa.
I know. That was my problem with Jeff and Jurian's text. Jeff, I apologize. My mind went somewhere that it just made me stop. I couldn't read that whole text. Okay, this was about leadership because we had that conversation, which I highly encourage you to listen to on our podcast with the new Seattle school superintendent. Both G and I were very impressed. Great leaders don't set out to be a leader. They set out to make a difference. It's never about the role. It's always about the goal.
Oh, never heard that one before. It's never about the role. It's about the goal.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be one of the best ones in a minute. I like that one. Good one. Nick, what you got, man?
Well, there's some newer trends approaching streets around these parts when the weekend walkers visit Pike Place for the food and art, because while they have those flowers and some street corn in their hands, they'll be free to add a beverage for adults in cups and cans. And maybe it'll be a thrill at first with drinks to pick, but like water beds and hot tubs, the excitement, it'll go quick. And if you ask G, he'd just give you his corn story saying there's no nutritional value in that sip and stroll. He'd try to convince you to do the salmon and savor instead.
Yeah, it's all about the salmon and savor. I like that. Good stuff, Ursula. Fast, quick show today.
Yes.
Do this again tomorrow.
Yes.
That's right. Appreciate it. And by the way, tomorrow's already Wednesday.
Can you believe that?
Already. Thanks, Chef. Appreciate you, man. Nick, thanks, my man.
You too, man.
Appreciate you. And by the way, we missed you, Nick. Did you have a few days off?
Yeah,
man?
good to be back. Yeah.
Okay, good. The Jake and Spike show, they're coming in next. Stick around. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you had as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
A shot to center field. Julio is there, and Julio makes the catch!
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house, even when there's not an actual seat, because you're in the T-Mobile pen.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
The pen isn't just the perfect space to hang with your whole crew. It's where you can see Julio defend the no-fly zone 1 minute and watch Senor Smoke get ready for his big entrance the next.
Andres Munoz has simply been Incredible.
Sure, the Pen is standing room only, but with a team this exciting, who wants to be sitting down? Mariners baseball. Try this up.
90s weekend is on deck at T-Mobile Park. The fun gets started this Friday with an epic 90s-themed fireworks night presented by T-Mobile. Then it's back-to-back giveaways. Julio Rodriguez sleeveless jersey Saturday and Ken Griffey Jr. pin Sunday, both presented by Key Bank. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn, understands the pressure that comes from owing money to the IRS. Don't let that pressure build. Call None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Crooked teeth may embarrass kids whose families can't afford braces. And trying to fix their teeth themselves can make things worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. For children and teens who qualify and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, treatment can be life-changing and help them smile with confidence. Learn more at aaoinfo.org.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best, better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu